It's the Craig Shoemaker Show with Craig Shoemaker, Sarah Sweet, and Joel Geist.
You're listening to Craig Shoemaker, America.
Who did this to you? Kira Sultanovich is our guest.
You are the love master. But don't you have like 17 kids?
I have another one on the way.
Stop it.
I swear to God,
Dude,
a girl.
you need to pull out. We get it. You're fertile.
We have Eric Griffin is here. I'm glad you're here. Why don't you co-host every week? Male co-host.
First of all, I'm looking around, and I need to call the NAACP about this.
A lot of people in the room.
You know what I mean? No, this is honky central right now.
No, we're going to get to that. It's Katie Seagal. You're going to be on a show that I absolutely love. And am I allowed to say it? Are you allowed to say it?
Yeah, which show?
She's got so many of them.
Frangela, they're coming in. Why do you think you should be on The Price is Right? Play the Asian thing. If she goes, it's called Price is Light. I swear to God, we're a winner. I think I've created a person who would be chosen.
We're dangerously close to me telling you, Francis, to go to the Price is Right with like a bone in your nose.
Hey, hi, who's this?
Hey, this is John Resnick.
From the Goo Goo Dolls.
From the Goo Goo Dolls, yes.
Everything he sings sounds amazing.
Can you sing Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Mary had a little lamb.
Wherever I am, there is joy and laughter. Yay. No?
Make sure to visit our website, craigshoemakershow.com.
You might be joining us by only audio or video, but I got to check myself out video-wise.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little baggy going on there. I could check these at the airport.
I'm looking
Whoa.
I'm looking a little chubby. It's the holidays.
That's what you really believe, that you look chubby?
Yeah, it's like Look, holidays.
Do you know how many actual real chubby women are just
Hate me right now.
despise?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tuning out.
You guys, we all have like to each his own, you know?
Yeah, I guess they could say the same for me. Is like when I think I'm fat, people come on, let me show you
Like you. Yeah.
Nebraska or something like that. That's where people really eat that corn and
I don't think I'm obese or anything.
yeah.
I just think I'm a little bit chubby for Sarah Sweet chubs. Chub.
For your body type. That's
For
it. That's
me.
a good way to put it.
I'm a little swollen for my liking.
and
for me.
and is there a reason that you're swollen? I have plenty of reason to have chubby eyes.
What are your reasons to have chubby eyes?
What are my reasons?
Yeah, you said
Do you read your email?
Because, yeah, you have a child.
He struggled.
Oh, help me. Where's Joel? We're just kidding. You had a baby, of course. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have a baby.
Yay. A little girl. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's karma. It's going to come back to you, and I
It
wonder
already
how you're
has.
going to handle it.
She's only 3 days old and it's
Yeah.
already come back.
Yeah, because people want
Because
to.
I have to change her. And I have to be honest with you, it's kind of strange, like
Because she has a vagina.
she's a vagina. I'm used to, you got to kind of move the balls and the
Craig,
whole
you wipe
thing.
down.
That's what I was told.
Don't give her a bladder infection. Wipe down.
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
being instructed on how to handle a
Yeah.
vagina, which
You
I
don't
always
wanna
thought I
get
was an
poo-poo.
expert.
You don't want to get poo-poo up in her.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's right. You've done a lot of
Been a
babysitting.
nanny since I was 19.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you get that, and plus you have your own
I have a vagina.
situation.
I like to wipe up, though, because it gets things exciting.
Gets
So,
things what?
I don't know. Keeps
Speaking of
things
wiping, I had something happen this morning. This is disgusting. I normally don't like to go here, but I'm just a truth teller.
Yeah.
I've never had this happen in my entire life. I was in a hurry, and I wiped
Jesus.
the poo and
From your body.
on me, and I ran into the shower.
Gross.
And I realized when I was in the shower, the hunk of toilet paper was still in my crack. Wedged. It was wedged in there, and
Yeah.
I'm so out of it and so tired that I had no idea. It took me about 5 minutes in the shower just going, how you go down there with the soap and
Yeah.
you're oh, wait a second, there's a blockade.
Ew.
I knew it was going to get to ooh, so I ended at that.
How did you not realize when you came out of wiping that there wasn't toilet paper in your hand anymore?
Well, my last wipe, it's a wipe and drop. I didn't do. Normally, everyone looks at whatever is removed from your body.
Yeah.
You can literally not remove anything from your ears, nose, zits, or anything without taking a good look, like it's a trophy.
Yeah, you have to make sure you got it all.
Do you have that happen with you when you almost feel like a sense of accomplishment if you get a really good zit? Does that ever happen to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're really into disgusting land here, which
Yeah.
it'll get even worse when we talk about a newborn child. I'll get to that in a minute. We had a home birth.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, we did a whole thing, and so anyway, that's
says-
Stephen's saying disgusting.
Disgusting.
It might be. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But when I had a zit this morning in a very common place.
In your back.
Where I get one.
Your butthole.
That's well, in between the two, actually, right here on the belt area.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is. The belt rubbing or something causes, but I actually like them. First of all, they're not seen, but you can have great fun with them.
Yeah.
In that area. Yeah, because it's like they just form, and then they're going, okay, I'm ready.
Ugh, I can't talk about other people's zits.
Okay, but you can. Then let's talk about yours.
Yeah.
So, do you have a sense of accomplishment when you actually get a good one?
If you can pop it, it's kind of fun.
That's
but then
what I'm
you also
saying.
get scars. Like I get the
I don't care
scars on
about
my
that.
face. I do. Camera ready. Not so much when you pop them.
Okay. Well,
But I
what
can't
about
stop
somewhere
touching my
else? Like if
face.
you had one on your belt area,
How
I
am
guess you don't get them.
I mean, I guess yeah.
But I just when it's a really good one, I remember when I was a kid, I had one like at 9 years old in my eyebrow.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, what's this lump? And I started, and all of a sudden it was like a silly string.
Yeah.
It was like I was at a
keeps
party.
going. Those big ones.
And it was like made noise.
Yeah.
It was I still remember it as
Yeah.
one of the great moments of my life.
Yeah, I have one of those from the computer lab in high school where I popped it and I was like, holy shit. Those teenage zits, man, those hormonal zits, those
Yeah.
are awful. Like they're giant and then they just have so much pus that comes out of it, but it's awesome.
It is,
feels
okay?
really
So us
good.
talking about this right now is actually kind of off limits, turning people off. But I'm just wondering, I go to you on some things, and so we both share that.
Yeah,
So many people must share it.
Yeah, we're both disgusting.
I think that everyone is.
Yeah.
I think that generally, you can call us anytime, by the way, if you want to log in on this, on do you think it's disgusting or do you do it? I used to have my friend's girlfriend. Well, before it was the girlfriend.
Yeah.
She used to come over and secretly. It was almost like we were
Pop
having an
your
affair.
zits?
She just came over to do my back zits.
Now she's fucked up. Like she's a little bit weird. I couldn't unless I really, really love somebody. I can pop their zits, but like
She enjoyed it.
that's gross.
Yes, and would actually ask me to do. I've had a number of people that are like that. I have a massage therapist. That's part of what she does. And again, I feel like I'm getting a bonus.
Ew.
All right, we're moving on.
Yeah, please.
Don't we want to move? Aren't you curious
About your water birth?
with your interview skills on what this was like?
So which bathtub? Did you do it in a bathtub or did you have a kiddie pool again?
No kiddie pool this time.
Yeah.
The last time I had a kiddie pool, I was too cheap to buy a pump, so I had to blow it up with my own. I'm very good at rafts and things
Yeah.
like this, but
Oh
this
my
was
God.
a little much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an entire pool, and I was.
How'd you fill it up? What
That's
kind
how
of
you.
water?
What's that?
What kind of water?
That time, the last time with Jackson, that was a different experience, by the way. I mean, we had him in the den in this plastic pool. It was only 4 years ago, but I feel like it was back in the 1800s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was out there, filling it with, buckets of water that I would heat up,
Yeah.
on the stove, on our
Yeah.
potbelly stove.
Yeah.
Put some wood in there to stoke the fire. I mean, that's what it felt like. It
Yeah.
felt like primitive back then, but this was like a whole other experience. And then we had complications because, as you know, it's 21 hours of labor.
With Jackson or
Jackson,
with the new baby?
4 years ago with
Yeah.
Jackson was 21 hours.
Yeah.
Mika was in labor, and oh my God, it was a whole other experience
I feel
because
like this one happened fast.
not only did it happen fast, I'll get to it, it happened smooth, but the Jackson thing was already on my mind of how the cord was too short, he wouldn't crown, and
Jesus.
now they have to rearrange things, and I'm whoa, what are you doing there? And the screaming that came out of my wife,
Yeah.
because no drugs, not an option.
Yeah.
The moans and screams that were coming out of her, one of my jobs as the man was to shut the windows.
Yeah.
Because the teen girls next door either think, Love Master getting busy,
Yeah.
or I'm murdering someone.
Yeah, probably
That's
more
what.
that way.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, why would you scream in pain if the Love Master was doing
Because
a good
do
job?
you want to hear what the how? Let me hear
'Cause
what
he's
you're.
so
Let me hear
big.
what you sound like.
Oh, got it. Because he's so giant that it would hurt really bad.
There it is.
Was that Love Master or was that an imitation of one? Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pain from.
Of, like a giant's penis.
I actually want to know the truth. I had a story about that.
Because she was small and
Asian.
Right?
Yeah, I told you that.
Yeah.
The screams
It
in
was
the
a
hills.
car ride
and the
from a
screams.
gig.
Oh, we were. That was a
Yeah.
car. It wasn't on here
Might have
though,
been
so
a
no one else
walk
knows
back
it.
to a hotel from
Okay.
a gig. Yeah.
I love that you remember that.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
More than you remember my home birth. So yes, it must have been very uncomfortable. You went to and spoke to other people about it. It's probably when you stopped touring with me.
Yeah, it was.
That was inappropriate, Craig. I didn't want to tell you at the time. So now I'm figuring it all out.
I passively aggressively quit. Yeah.
Oh, so I can't talk about those things only on with a microphone.
Yeah, you can talk about
Not
anything
just
with-
hanging out,
Nah.
just walking.
I'm a lady.
Okay.
I'm a lady.
I'm a lady. Just seen the zit that I popped. So it does sound like painful sex
Yeah.
or a murder.
Yeah.
Because it's very painful. And the whole idea of being the labor assistant, which is what I am called, the labor assistant,
Yeah.
it's to just give you a title.
Yeah, labor assistant.
Basically, you know what? I'm going to tell every guy out there, okay, who's listening.
Yeah.
I know it's a new age that we're in. It's no longer the man in the other room of the hospital,
Smoking a cigar.
smoking a cigar, handing out cigars. You don't even see anything that's going on. The kid's all cleaned up. Hand you the kid like hours later, or you
Yeah.
go see him in a room and go, which one of those aliens is mine? You know,
Yeah.
and so on. Right?
Yeah.
That's how it used to be.
Yeah.
But people don't realize this, that before that, it was always a home birth. As a matter of fact, do you know how many presidents were born in a hospital?
Yeah.
Total of like 4.
Really.
Yeah, total of 4.
Yeah.
And it was, they were born in sanitariums.
Yeah.
I think about 24 were born in sanitariums.
Yeah. Weird.
You know, it's just,
Yeah.
the thing has become in our realm of acceptance. We just accept, oh, now it's just hospital. And then you think people are freaky if they go home birth.
Yeah.
Which used to be freaky if you didn't.
Well,
because
because
a lot
they
of
didn't have the tools at the time to be able to
you
go
didn't
to
have
a
the
hospital.
tools of the time. There were no hospitals back then, no
Well,
doctors.
I mean, there were doctors, but it wasn't as accessible to have your kid in a hospital, right?
Well, I don't know what the case was. I never lived back then, although I
Yeah.
know, contrary to your belief, that I was living in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Because you give me that look like I do have experience back with the Rough Riders in San Juan Hill. But no, I've read about this, and I know that a lot of I'll tell you the other thing is there was no man involved whatsoever. As a matter of fact, guys would go out and hunt and find their kid when they came home.
And I heard the
There was
whole
no
get hot water
participation.
and towels was just a way to keep the men busy. They
That's
didn't
what I
really
was
need
about to
it.
get to.
Yeah.
Is we really are not needed or wanted. Now, you take the classes allegedly to involve the guy.
Yeah.
So I found out the last time that Mika, who loves me so much, and I love her so much,
Yeah.
during this process, this is no time for laughs. I found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
I even tried this time. I didn't learn my lesson. I tried a couple jokes.
Yeah.
Like I
What
tried
kind
it.
of
Well,
jokes?
I didn't try jokes, but I was trying to entertain her to take her mind off of the pain.
How did that go?
Well, you know how women, one of the things they laugh at when you're with somebody for a while, one of the big things you laugh at is a man failing, falling, making an idiot of himself.
Yeah.
So I sort of intentionally did it a couple times. Like I would go, like act like an idiot. And meanwhile, I sort of knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like she's like, get me a straw and the tea. And so I got her this giant straw and a tiny glass, and it says this giant straw sticking out.
Yeah.
And I knew she would heckle me going, honey, there's other straws in there. Oh, really? And then you have to go, I thought
Jesus.
I'd feed you this one from a mile away. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to entertain her. By the
Yeah.
way, I took a picture of the straw. It does look funny.
Yeah.
This is giant straw.
Yeah.
That belongs in a double milkshake, a big
Yeah.
gulp.
Idiot.
But
yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Yeah,
I was a thoughtful idiot.
Yeah, thinking she'll
So I was
heckle
just
you.
trying to break up the tension.
Yeah.
And that was just one of my stupid things that
Yeah.
I did. But the other one was the first time now. We have this thing that we do when we chant. We chant if any child is acting up. We chant to put their mind out of it. Like if Jackson's crying, we were
Yeah.
on a trip one time, and we'll chant everything that happened on the trip. We'll go, and all of us do it at once. We all so follow me on the chant, right?
Okay.
So, Stefan, this is when you can talk. And then we would go, I saw sequoia trees, Kings Canyon, California. I know it sounds stupid.
If the
But
and
it's what we
Jackson's
do.
crying.
So this is him going. So he's crying, and we're all chanting
So let me be
in the back
Jackson.
seat. Okay.
I don't want to. I need to go
We
to
just
the
had a
bathroom.
nice time in the pool where Daddy played motorboat. Now, see, he follows along. We become one big chanting family, thinking the chant.
Does it work?
Yes.
Wow.
This is not a bad tip I can give you. It's an original thing that we do, and it works. And then we'll make, like the one thing with Kings Canyon, California, which is one of our callbacks. You have callbacks in comedy. That's our
Yeah.
callback because I tried to use my smartphone, and it wasn't understanding me. I would go Kings Canyon, California, because it direct me to Kings Canyon, California, and I would try in a DJ voice, and it never understood me. It would come out. I'm honest to God, I should try it now and show you what it says. It's hearing me say porn kings, for some reason, and every time I go. And I would try to enunciate more, and they would howl even more. I go, Kings Canyon, California, directions 2. And then it would come back, Magic Mountain is up the street. I mean, it was, and I would go, ah! And they would howl laughing. I get madder and madder. So our callback is Kings Canyon, California.
Yeah.
So I tried chanting it.
Yeah.
With Mika as she's doing her breathing, which I'm supposed to, as the labor assistant, I'm supposed to be doing the breathing along with her, which became chant-like. We took hypnobirth. She's the one who asked for this.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do, your head is an empty eggshell.
Oh, my God.
Clear a sigh. I
my
started to
God.
give breath to my words.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't respond the way she did in class.
Sure. What'd
She wasn't
do?
going, that's very comforting. She wasn't saying, thank you, honey. Oh, sweetie, this is great. She's gritting her teeth going, you're annoying me. I'm going, I'm Kings Canyon, California. Stop doing that. It's not time to laugh.
Yeah.
And I'm going, laughter heals.
Oh, God, you are annoying. You are annoying.
You're not even in labor and you're annoyed.
Yeah.
So she's gritting her, and she's so sweet while she's doing this because she's not the type to really make me feel that bad. but I did feel pretty bad. I'm just going, oh, what am I going to do? So this time, I wasn't like I was the last time. I was much more annoying the last time, but I'd learned my lesson.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I still tried the straw thing in a little Kings
Yeah.
Canyon, California. But generally, this one went fast, too.
Yeah.
The other one was 21 hours, complications. So then, I talk about this in my act. Last time they said, "Look, the baby's not coming out. You're gonna have to do to your wife what you did to get the baby in there to get the baby out."
Yeah, you got to poke her.
Yeah, no, that's not how they put it. Can I just bring you back to
Just
spiritual
Cliff Notes.
Sarah? Can I bring you back to spiritual Sarah?
lady.
These are spiritual midwives that we have.
What, you're
Okay,
saying
they're
you
very
have to make love to your wife?
exactly.
They just wanted you to put your penis in her.
Would you stop? They were trying to put it in a way of this is all one with.
Did you have to
Yeah,
get her
porn
to...
music. Yeah, play some porn music while I'm talking about my wife giving birth.
Did you...
Yeah, bound, chicka, bound, bound.
Was the intention...
Uh-huh.
I have a question.
What?
Was the intention where you had to get her to orgasm?
Yes. Apparently
wow,
that
that's
gets things going.
good for her.
I don't know if that makes the pain go in a different direction. Good for her.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that she
Not
can
good
do
for
that.
me.
And
I
good
felt
for
like
both of you that's something you could do. That it's like, oh, we need to have her orgasm. Okay, I can do that.
Listen, I've had situations before, sexual situations. I've been in different things that have been going on. That was the most pressure I've ever felt. That was like, I might as well be doing it at halftime at the Super Bowl because the pressure that's on. So now I'm going, I have to perform. And, it's true love master
She has
time.
to let herself go and have one. Like that.
While she's practically crowning. I
Yeah.
mean, the child is there and witnessing. And I'm going, this is a bad entrance to the world. You see this thing in out.
Oh, Jesus.
He's ducking, like a boxer. What the hell is this? This is no entry to the world.
Yeah.
And so I'm having all these thoughts. In the meanwhile, the midwife is there, and I'm going, where are you going to be? You know what I mean? Like, this is awkward. Is this the thing? I know I'm already awkward enough that she's reaching inside of my wife, and now is this part of the, are we supposed to be like a spiritual threesome here? So I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So now here's what happened with Jackson. So I get in the pool and I'm trying to do what I felt like a porn actor.
Yeah.
Can I have a fluffer? The fluffer, they come in and fluff. Well, that didn't happen. So so we worked it out. Yeah. So now it looks like it's time to happen. And then you see this very, very peaceful midwife, one of those people.
Yeah.
It's very, very calm, and you see in her eyes, uh-oh. The uh-oh, and I'm going, whoa, I've never done this before. And that look is not a good look. And she didn't give a verbal uh-oh, but she said, get out of the pool. Basically, like, we have to ad-lib audible time.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, he sees a certain defense. Yeah. He goes, I have to change this because they're going to, 227, hut, go the other way. So she says, get out of the pool. I launched her out of that pool. I threw her out.
Yeah.
Like someone told me there's a turd in the country club swimming pool. I launched her. Water was everywhere. It was a flood.
Yeah.
By the way, between you and me, and hopefully they're not listening, I told the insurance company that we had a flood from outside.
You did?
Oh, yeah, because all of our flooring was destroyed. I mean, the entire pool was emptied out. Gallons emptied out into our den where we watch television.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. His other two brothers, where were you born? Cedar Sinai Hospital. Where were you born? Right where that stain is.
Oh, God.
My dad said was grape juice. But anyway, so that's how he entered the world, was through a little bit of chaos and a little bit of mayhem. It still was nice, and Mika did not regret it to the point of, let's have another child.
Yeah.
But I really want a girl. Well, we concocted a girl. It all worked.
Amazing.
And the other day, and you don't know when they're coming. And that's the thing. It's very
I didn't even know
strange.
she was that close to giving birth. I thought it was like months away.
Well, no. She was due on the 17th.
Of January.
Okay. So now, what happened was I've arranged my schedule around when you think. So I've got gigs because, look, not only do I have to pay for my family, but let's face it, you girls are more expensive.
True. Yeah.
So, like, if it's a boy, it's like, here's a ball and some trousers.
Yeah.
A girl, just line it up on what she's going to need.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
And you're going to give her
Your
all
needs
of it.
are a lot more than a dude's.
Really?
A dude's, we have very few needs.
Yeah.
When women look for in a man, you always see the lists. There's
Yeah.
lists and there's books. Men looking for in a woman, that's a page. And half the page is blowjob, blowjob, blowjob. I'm just being
great.
crass and kidding. That's actually not true. I'm not a big blowjob guy, as you can see by 4 children.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, there's a picture of me cuddled up with, her name is Chloe.
Chloe. Okay.
And I'll tell you how the name happened, too. So now I worked in Brea, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I was driven there because
At least it's in the state, right?
it's in the state, but it's 70 miles each way, 75 miles each way from my house.
Yeah.
So, and I do a long show. And I meet everybody afterwards.
Yeah.
So now I get in at 3 o'clock in the morning. I go to sleep. Mika walks into the room. Now, she normally comes in gently. This was a little more for Mika. This was just a little more. I could hear the door because I slept in the other room.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bother her, because she's having, pregnancy pains. I'm just going, I'll just leave her, so she can have more of the bed and stuff like that. She's rearranging this big thing that's in front of her.
Yeah.
And she comes in and she goes, my water broke an hour and a half ago.
Oh, my God.
And I did one of these. I ripped the covers off, and I just stand up, and I don't even know where I'm going. I go, well, let's go. What are we doing? I'm ready. Well, I'm not ready, but I'm ready. And I go, oh, what are we doing? She goes, honey, it's okay. Because you hear this, and her coming in, that's like, oh, get your catcher's mitt.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm ready to, this thing's going to come out now. That's how I'm hearing it, because I'm in a sound sleep. I've only had a couple hours sleep.
Yeah.
So, where are we going? And then she does her usual, new agey, peaceful girl. She goes, come on, let's just, and we just hugged. and welcomed her, you know, in a sort of energetic sense, and brought that into the room, a new vibration as opposed to.
Was that Mika's suggestion?
Of course, you think it was me? I told you, I'm running around like someone put a fire in my ass. Where do I go? Oh, can I get you a pillow? I don't know what to get her. I know water's involved.
Yeah.
You know, get the water going.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in guy mode. Guys are fix-it dudes.
Yeah.
Give me a, wrench.
Yeah.
You know, no wrenches here, but you know what I mean? It's like the symbolic wrench. Let me do something that I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's what guys like. We like to have an assignment
So
and
when you
do
had to
this.
stop and welcome your new child,
That's not part of the assignment for dudes.
Yeah.
When you have to go, okay,
Yeah.
I've got to like put all this on pause.
Yeah.
I've got to just breathe and allow and make space. That's not what dudes do.
Yeah.
It's not natural to us, and it's called natural childbirth.
Yeah.
Home natural childbirth, water birth, all in one.
Yeah.
Okay. So we, so she says, by the way, the midwives are not here.
Where are they?
On their way. And
Yeah.
it turns out she doesn't tell me this until the day, maybe even afterwards. They live in Ojai.
Oh, wow.
It's an hour away.
Yeah.
So now I'm going, whoa, 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 whoa. Now, have you ever seen Gone with the Wind?
Yeah.
Miss Sissy,
Yeah.
I turn into Sissy. I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. That's what I wanted to scream. I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. That's exactly how I felt. I was flipping out.
Yeah.
I'm inside. I didn't want Mika to see it.
Yeah.
I didn't want her to see that I'm Sissy now.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't know the reference anyway. I'm shocked. Do you know that reference,
Yeah, of
Sissy from
course.
Gone with the Wind
Of
and
course.
Mammy and oh my
Yeah.
God, it was a classic scene.
Yeah.
That was me inside. On the outside, I'm going, anything you need, honey, I've got it.
Yeah.
I've got it.
Yeah.
I did the guy thing. I got this.
Yeah.
And I'm panicked on the inside. I'm going, I don't got this.
Yeah.
My friend had it happen. Same midwife situation in Ojai. He had to deliver his child.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. I'll tell you now, no way.
Yeah.
I know you can do things that, you can lift a car if your child's under it and all that. No, I couldn't lift a child in that situation. I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I guess I would somewhat know what to do, and obviously natural instincts come over for the mother, that she would know what to do, and we've done it before, but that was a whole other situation.
Yeah.
And in the nick of time, they arrived.
And how close?
Half an hour.
You're kidding.
Yeah, half an hour, I guess, something like that. But
So it was so fast.
yeah, it was fast.
How many hours total?
Well, she came into the room at like 8:30 or whatever. The baby was born at 10:35 in the morning
You're
this
kidding.
past Sunday. Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
That was like 3 hours.
Now,
3.5 hours.
It was quick.
Yeah.
And I was
Jesus.
like,
Maybe that welcoming worked. Maybe that opening, that spiritual
also has to
space.
do with there was another child that came through the tunnel before.
So she was pretty wide and ready.
Well, you know how when they
I thought that goes back to normal. I thought it does. I thought it adjusted back.
keep talking
That's
and try to
4
get
years.
yourself out of the fact that you just said what you said.
Well, you
just keep
implied
yapping.
it.
Keep
you
yapping.
implied it.
I
I
didn't,
had another child, so it was like
hold on. I didn't imply the words. When did you turn into Andrew Dice Clay? She's wide and ready. Hickory dickory dock.
Guys,
That's what happens after the
Can
cock.
somebody support me and say that that's what he was implying? They had another baby ahead of time.
Call now and support Sarah in that, okay?
That is what he implied.
Well, no.
And that is my fear. That's why I don't want to have children. Because does it
You
go
don't be
back?
too-
Does
no.
it stretch back? Kegels.
Yes.
It goes back.
Yes.
All
As
right,
a matter of fact, they even told her to do Kegels. These are very, very, they're really good at what they do. I want to say, public service announcement, that going home birth, people think it's nuts. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm a guy that's from Philadelphia that would say that as well. No question about it. That's where I come from. What are you, out of your mind? I still have my mom's voice. Oh, my God, what about a hospital?
Right. Right.
You should have a doctor. They're qualified.
Yeah.
These midwives, there's no doctor in front of their name. That's what she would say, and that channels through me.
Yeah.
But I was convinced to open up to the idea, and I have to tell you, the first one was difficult, but still wonderful. And this was, they only focus on giving birth to children. That is their entire job, as opposed to, an OBGYN who's making rounds. He's got a, back when Justin was born, it was a beeper. but so it's like, hey, beeper, something's going on here. Well, I'll be there when I can get there and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I've had that experience as well. I'm going to vote for this one over the hospital.
Yeah.
I must tell you. Because people go, oh, she's back from the hospital? No, she's in the same bed right away, and we're all our stations are all ready for the changing and this. I was the first one to change her too. And by the way, I pulled her out.
Yeah.
They call it catching.
You caught her.
I didn't like that term. They needed another one.
Yeah.
Handoff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A handoff is very rarely fumbled. Yeah. Catches, it's like 70% of the time you're going to drop,
Yeah.
I wasn't wearing gloves. I didn't have those grip it gloves. Yeah, and so, but I have to tell you, it was more beautiful and elegant than I had ever imagined, because I took her out in the water. She's now in the water in our jacuzzi tub, which became a birthing center.
So it was up in your bathroom.
In our bathroom, our new bathroom, which we had this addition put on. And it's a good thing we did, because now we're really ready for not only this, but another child. Now the house isn't too small. And I put her right on Mika's chest, tears flowing.
Yeah.
Just this whole, now it's in a flow.
Yeah.
Because now the panic's gone and all the angst and anxiousness. So now I just got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
With just such emotion, and just all of it passes through. It's just, but it passes through in a flowing way. You don't try to interrupt it, because now it's just, you're in the moment. Mm-hmm. And the moment was really beautiful.
Yeah, crazy.
To see my first daughter.
That's crazy.
And then go right for mommy, with her nipples. She went right for the nipples.
She started
and
nursing
that's
right
when I
away.
did get a little selfish and went, look at the size of those, and I don't get to have them.
Oh, my God. Oh, man, you really
They've
know
never
how to take
been
the
this
beauty
big.
out of a moment.
They've never been, fail.
Fail.
Just
Major
when the
fail.
women were with me, I had to pull a guy.
Lame.
Hey, I want some of them Hooters.
Yucky.
They're-
You dick.
Oh, God, that's a bad segue to our guest.
So, Chloe, her
So-
name's Chloe.
What's that?
Her name's Chloe.
Her name is Chloe.
What
yes.
was that? Why are they laughing?
Because I'm an
About the
idiot.
segue?
I said it's a bad segue. I'm looking for segues, and they're laughing because I come up with the worst segues. We should probably transition from the last thing I said was, how about those big,
Them titties.
yeah. And then I'm going, our guest, who happens to be female, is coming in. We have two guests today.
Yeah. We
Pamela
did.
Demorest, who wrote Be My Guest, and Pay Me. That's the name of it. Well, you'll see, your curiosity is piqued. That's what we want. We want our audience's curiosity piqued. Ben Gleib is coming on. You know Ben Gleib, right? He's always on Chelsea lately. I haven't seen him in years. Really funny dude, too. So
Yeah.
Ben Gleib, we have so much in store here. I will eventually get to the story of how we named her Chloe at some other point. I also want to tell you that
What's her middle name?
Akela, which was
Akela.
somewhat of a debate, but I let it go. Look, when your wife goes through this pain and passes this truck through an ant hole, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Akela.
Whatever she says.
Yeah.
She spelled it a different way than
Yeah,
I thought.
couldn't, when we were on, when I saw it online, I was like, what? What is that?
Could you not pronounce it?
I didn't know how to
Who
pronounce
knows
it.
people's middle names? You know my middle name? Nobody knows it. And nobody will know it because I have bad association with my middle name.
Is it Andrew?
No.
Okay.
Curious how you would have said that. You know, certified hosting will effortlessly build a website for you. Now, I know that you, Sarah,
Could
you
use
could
one.
use a good one because you have these living room shows
Yeah.
and you have a lot of things you're doing. They can do this. They have easy tools and hundreds of templates to choose from. Certified hosting. It's great for personal and business websites. Your visitors can easily contact you, which that's what you want. You want to have contact with your
Yeah.
friends and fans. Well, they can go to your site that's developed and designed and maintained by certified hosting. Facebook and Twitter integration will help drive traffic to your page.
Awesome.
And you can use the promo code Laugh It Off.
Laugh it off.
You use Laugh It Off as the promo code, and you can start building your website today. Now, I'm not just talking to Sarah. I'm talking to you out there. Okay, you go to Certified Hosting. Where do they go, by the way? Where do they go? CertifiedHosting.com?
Yeah.
Is that what they do? Certified Hosting? That's not on here.
Oh, it's not.
We'll
No,
talk
it's
about
not.
that at the break.
You think that would be a... You don't talk about it at the break.
No,
This is one of our key sponsors here, okay? And you use the promo code Laugh It Off. I don't know the discount you get. Perhaps we should write more of this. After the break, I'll come back and give more details when somebody... You can even handwrite it, okay? But Certified Hosting... Go there right now. Just go check it out. And you'll see that you can develop wonderful, beautiful websites that are maintained. And
Where'd Joel go?
it's a great way to... Joel's in the other room. He's learning what's going on the other side of the glass.
You guys miss Joel too?
Pamela Demorest. Will you be okay? Pamela Demorest is coming up, who wrote Be My Guest and Pay Me. We're going to find out what that's all about. And we're just going to take a little break. What do we have on the break? What are we going to do? Some sort of video, or we don't have commercials.
Cool.
Yeah, see, stick around.
The pictures tell the story. This life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning, and before I'd start each day, I'd take a drag from last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something, then be on my way. I traveled far and wide and laid this head in many ports. I was guided by a compass. I saw beauty to the north. I drew the tales of many lives and wore the faces of my own. I had these memories all around me so I wouldn't be alone. Some may be from showing up, others are from growing up. Sometimes I was so messed up and didn't have a clue. I ain't winning no one over. I wear it just for you. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. In a rose tattoo. In a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. This one's for the mighty sea, mischief, golden piracy. This one's for the man that raised me, taught me sacrifice and bravery. This one's for our favorite game, black and gold, we wave the flag. This one's for my family name, with pride I'll wear it to the grave. Some may be from showing up, others are from growing up. Sometimes I was so messed up and didn't have a clue. I ain't winning no one over. I'll wear it just for you. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. In a rose tattoo. In a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. In a rose tattoo. In a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. This one means the most to me.
You know, sometimes you hope
Yeah.
that your guest is not listening. to the first part of the show when they're in the waiting room. But I just found out that Pamela Demorest was listening when I had my ridiculous segue of, my wife has the biggest boobs. And then I didn't say speaking of. I didn't say speaking of our next guest. So Pamela not only comes in and says, yes, I heard the segue. She goes, I have big breasts. That's what she says. That I'm strapped in right now. Is that what you said?
I minimized it today for radio.
You minimized?
Yeah, I did.
Why in the world would you do that? We just had Tom Likas last week.
Probably that's why. No, I mean, I actually minimized them truthfully because, well, let's talk about the elephant in the room here.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay,
What is it?
let's just get it out there.
What?
You and I, once upon a time, before we met our loving spouses,
You guys dated, right?
we had 1 or 2 dinner dates. I can't remember. I remember something very specific we talked about.
Is that an elephant in the room?
No, come on, Craig.
We didn't
Can't you
sleep
feel
together.
Can't you
That's
feel
an
the
elephant.
tension? Can't you feel it?
No, now I do. Now I do because I didn't know it was an elephant.
I'm the only
now
one
I'm being
who
trampled
felt
by
the
it.
tension.
I know.
Oh
I
my
didn't-
God! And I tried so hard, and you didn't make a move on me. And I thought, okay, I don't think he's gay, and I don't think
This
he's
is good
totally
stuff. This is good
whack.
elephant in the room here.
I just
Flashing back.
what is it about me that he didn't? Because everybody else was trying to jump me, so I don't know what was going on.
Oh man, this is like a big thing for her.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. But before, I mean,
No,
we should
keep going.
We should talk
I think
about
this is
that,
fantastic.
But
The hell with the interview. I love this.
and it was
I didn't realize
it
any
was
of
difficult
this.
for me to come here today, and I've
Because
come,
of that?
because of that, and yeah,
My God.
yeah. And then years
I
later,
have
when
this
you
past, but
when you
usually the
helped
past
me,
involves sleeping with and then not whatever.
Yeah.
It does, I never made a move.
Yeah,
I thought I was
no,
being respectful.
No, I dressed
So-
for you and everything. They
so
were
here-
way up there then. I mean, they were like.
And so, like, you had a hard time
Oh, she
coming
loves it.
today.
Look.
I did.
Just
I
look-
did.
just-
I had
can
to.
you
I was
pick up
traveling.
auras?
I
You
traveled
pick up
down
auras.
from
Look at this
Northern
face.
California, and I'm like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I'll tell him I have, a cold. I'll tell him something. I can't walk in.
Because it
there.
hurt your feelings so much at the time.
Well, I
or
just
it was
could never figure it
confusing?
out. I mean, look. I mean, what was wrong?
Wow.
Right? What was
Interesting.
wrong? And I saw other people I think, slept with. So.
And you were
I don't
comparing
know.
yourself? You were going, I'm
Yeah.
hotter than that and that
Well,
and
I
that?
didn't say that because
Yes, you did. Inside you
I
did.
don't have that much self-esteem, but
No,
I
you
kinda
wouldn't have made
thought
the
it.
comment. I saw these other ones, and my God, Craig. Well, you could.
You did a number on her.
I
mental
did know.
thinking.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
Sarah, now
I
you can
agree,
back me
yeah,
up on
yeah.
this. You can
I
back
mean,
me up
I
on
went
this.
to
Usually,
shows, like Love Master noticed me, and
Oh my God.
I got nothing. I got
That's
nothing.
why she's here, I guess. That she didn't even write a book.
I had to write a book that had nothing to do with comedy or nothing to do with anything, but it's about making money. So.
That's a riot.
know,
So
I
yeah,
know.
it's amazing how
Yeah.
some people have certain. I have perspectives on people, so I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Where you're going, I actually had an assistant that just left in the middle of this show last week. She's writing a formal resignation letter, and it's a sort. It's a.
Well, you obviously
I don't want
were
to
not
compare
giving
it.
her the cues that she needed to stick around.
I guess apparently I
You
didn't
know,
give you
like,
cues either.
I had to go marry somebody else, move 450 miles away.
This is much
I'm
happier
very
than I
happy,
am.
by the way. Oh, but by the
Yes.
way, I wanted to
Yes.
get you and your wife a present because the baby gets everything.
Okay,
Congratulations.
are we coming back to this other?
We could,
What-
but
no,
we,
not we
have
could,
To
we
talk
will.
About my
We're
book
gonna
too,
talk
but-
about your
but
book, too.
I'm traveling.
This is very interesting, though, to think about.
Oh,
I'm trying to hide the book though because it has green in it, and we have a green
Oh,
screen.
you do
I'm
have a
not
green
sure if that's going to
screen.
work,
I
but
think it's okay.
okay, it probably.
All
will.
right, all right.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, we'll put it up. Okay, so
Anyway, so I thought, well, should I get something for the baby? And I'm traveling. I didn't really have time to shop, so I thought,
Yeah.
you guys need something, the two of you, because nobody gives the parents something.
all I need from
sorry.
you is forgiveness.
We'll work on that. You can write me a forgiveness letter. This is just a little
Oh my
something
God!
for you and your wife. And I'm
Thank
sorry I
you.
didn't wrap
Thank
it.
you.
I
No,
just
that's the
just
kind of
picked it up
wrapping I
right
do,
now.
baby.
I guess it's
Not only Trojans, but it's Magnum.
armor.
Wishful thinking.
Because you
Don't be water balloons, all right?
you're gonna go broke paying
lot-
for college.
A lot
You
of people
are.
have told me this.
You're gonna go broke.
You know what's amazing we were talking
Armor.
about,
Can
Pamela,
I see that?
is I cannot believe I cannot believe, like, I have 4 children now,
I know.
okay? But that's like people think this is like 8 is enough or Octomom. This or the day. Remember, we grew up in the time we had the Bradleys down the street from us had 13 children.
Exactly, but
remember those the station wagons, the Catholic schools, and all that
It did
stuff.
not cost as much money to raise a child. Then as
Okay,
it does
so we're going to
now.
get into cost, but how about the
mean,
fact
come
that
on.
you want to bring children into a world that we have created a really cool world in my home and elsewhere, and so I don't have a problem with that. Yes, it's probably going to cost a lot of money, but listen, whatever it is, I grew up with just 2 siblings. Well, I have another one I don't know, but no money.
You
so
probably have a couple you don't know.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
I tried to
come on.
find one. You ever done that?
No. I think I would have known. I mean, I was a mess for a while, but I think I would have known if I had a kid.
I found one on Facebook and I tried to convince her it was
He's
her.
talking sibling, not child.
No.
She's
I'm talking child.
Yeah, and he's talking siblings. Let's
Talking
just clear that up.
Oh, I'm talking.
whoops. I might have that
Let
too.
me just clear that up really quick.
I might have one.
Thank
I might
God
have
you're
one
here.
in
Thank God you're here.
near Niagara Falls. But I think
real?
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
A child?
Yeah, maybe.
A child.
Be
Oh
like
my
30 now.
gosh.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I just know that somebody said something to me to lead me to believe that somebody that slept with might be carrying my child.
This is amazing.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, this is not the place you're supposed to
So
go.
now you might
We've
have
gone
5
everywhere
kids.
but your book.
Oh, the book, yeah.
We're
I know.
now
We-
into
we have
condoms.
to-
My siblings that I'm trying to find and
We-
convince them that they're my siblings. I found one on Facebook. I tried to convince her. I go, no, you're it. I know it. I know you're my sister, but I don't think
Yeah.
she is. But I helped her win some contest. But anyway,
You helped me on a contest too.
that's right with the Howard
did.
Stern thing.
That's
I still
right.
have those
You
jokes
did.
that I helped you
You
write.
did.
Now you let me help you write those jokes with
I
none of
did.
this resentment coming out.
Well, I had an agenda. You know, come on now.
So now, have you ever shared this with any of we have a lot of mutual friends. Have you ever shared this with anyone and they've all kept it from me? Have you ever
No,
like our friend Cindy
I
you're going to go
have-
see?
No.
Did you ever say, hey, Cindy?
No, of course not.
So,
Of course not.
yeah, I have
This is so interesting.
is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Thai food. You know, it was
I remember
nice.
all of
was
it, but-
lovely. I wore a dress. I wore a kind of low cut, long, beautiful dress.
You were hoeing out, weren't you?
I was what? No. I was very classy, and I thought, well, maybe he
that's
likes
why
trashy
I never,
girls.
I
mean,
never
I don't
busted a
know.
move on the classy ones.
Yeah, I guess
Did
that
he
must
just
have
not
been
call you again? Is that what happened?
But I was trying to do the math.
It's
I
okay,
think
I
it
mean,
was.
it happened.
I think it was around the time.
I've never seen
that,
Sarah this awake.
Really?
Oh,
iPad is away. She's like
can
really.
somebody
It
give
was
me
around
so
the time
engaged.
you might
Fuck.
have been just getting involved with your ex, because I was doing the numbers on. Okay, well, when did I meet my husband, and when did I finally? When was I able to go out there again after the devastation of your
Are you
snub?
being Are you being serious?
No, not right now.
No. Okay.
Oh my
But
God.
we could play it off like I am. So,
I can't
that's
tell.
okay.
That's what's
okay.
interesting. I
She's
guess.
very
okay.
funny, by the way.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
She
she's
did win this
fucking with
contest
us.
with
And,
Howard
you know,
Stern.
actually, I didn't win it, but
You didn't win, but you did
but I
very
was
well,
in the
didn't you?
top
Yeah.
3, and the other 2 were professional stand-ups. And I had people calling in and writing in saying,
Yeah.
it's not fair because they're professional stand-ups, and she's
But
not.
your jokes
But-
were very funny. I wrote some
Thank you.
jokes for her to go to Howard Stern and basically heckle him.
Nice.
And so I helped her write some jokes, and they were very funny. And she made the top 3 against
I
2
did.
comedians, so
Yeah,
that's pretty
there
good.
were 11 finalists, and
I
was the only woman. I did.
And I never
used
used you. I was respectful.
Well, I
enough
think
not
you.
to go for it.
But I
I-
rationalize that by thinking that you probably mentally used me.
Mentally,
I'm sure somehow you used me. So
My God.
that's what I kind of. That's what I told myself. That's a lie I told myself, probably.
Wow.
I know. know.
I've had. You know what? By the way,
You could be living in Northern California right now.
I have something similar that happens when I go to comedy clubs. Is I do not hang out with the waitresses.
Yeah.
And they think I'm a snob. They think I'm so there's elephants all over the place.
There are.
In rooms everywhere. And they think
There
I'm a
are.
snob. They think, what's wrong with him? And I guess I've had a few, is he gays? Like you. You really thought I was gay because I didn't hit on you?
I didn't think it. I just
knew it?
No. It occurred to me. I thought, well, maybe because there were a couple of other people around that time that I knew who were desperately trying not to be. And I thought, I don't think he's one of them. It wasn't like I think he might be. I just sort
All
of
right,
was like,
we're going to go one
I
more
don't
minute
think-
with this.
Okay, and then we have to
because
talk
I do
about-
have a recollection that we did make out, though. Oh, your children are listening? Oh, that you don't
No,
recall?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
What? You're acting like
No,
nothing,
I do.
nothing else
I
happened?
do, but it wasn't like a big makeout kind of thing. It was a little kind
It was a
of.
kiss goodnight?
Yeah, but that's not make out.
Well, it was a little more than a...
It wasn't. Yeah, but
he
it
just
wasn't.
Didn't call him that was
Yeah,
confusing.
yeah.
I no. Listen,
What?
the guy that I'm with, he hasn't called a few people too. Like, I mean, so I
Okay.
get it. It happens.
You're happy you never called them back.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I get it, but I understand
wife is
though,
happy
why
I
wouldn't
didn't
they
call you
call
back.
I'm
My wife is-
actually. I'm
and you're
really,
happy I didn't call you
I'm
back.
really happy you didn't call me back because I
See?
think we'd be better friends than spouses.
Correct. And
I
now,
don't think
especially
we-
after this cleaning of house.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Right?
This is going to open up a whole
Exactly.
new friendship. I had no idea that's what was
we'd
going
compete
on.
too much.
Huh?
We'd compete too much.
love
Maybe
how,
I
like, thought out
instinctually knew
this
that.
Yeah, I think you were smarter than me and knew that.
I'm going to think back now.
Okay.
Okay. Do you really want to clean this up?
Yeah.
I'm going to think
I
back
don't
now.
know. It's like whatever you need
This
to
isn't
tell
gonna be,
yourself.
okay, this
but-
isn't going to be anything. This is what
Oh
my
God,
I can,
my husband is
I can be
listening to
empathic
this.
and remember I did come to a place in my life where I did not want to date actresses.
Well, I wasn't working. I was just trying. So
No.
Okay,
It doesn't matter.
okay.
We're not working. It's
no,
even
no,
worse.
no. Yeah, I know. I know.
It's like, first of all, there's
was-
actresses. Don't
I
date
was-
actresses, but unemployed
Exactly,
actresses.
exactly.
Let's put that to a whole other
Exactly.
level.
Yeah.
I was working a little, but not
I do
a lot.
remember coming to that conclusion. I think you were in that era.
Yeah.
Because I had
I
already
was.
done,
I was.
been down that road, and then I ended up marrying, and sure enough, I was correct
Right.
in don't go there, and I did.
Right.
So,
right.
so I think that was the
That
biggest
probably
thing.
might have been it because I used to work in the Comedy and Magic Club and I had stories and comedy was such a huge thing in my life and
Wow.
I was so interested in you because you were a nice guy because I've heard you talk about comedians and they're all crazy, bitter, mean
A lot of them are, yeah.
people full of self-hatred.
We have a good one though. Not to segue into this, but we have a good one coming up. Ben Gleib is
yeah,
coming up.
yeah,
No hatred
yeah,
there.
yeah.
He's a good
no,
guy.
No, right.
I have to ask you about your
Yes,
book.
yes,
okay.
yes.
So now Sarah also has piqued her interest has piqued in this. She's going, what does that mean?
You look
Be my guest
so
and pay
interested,
me.
Yeah.
Sarah. You look so interested.
So-
Okay. Okay, so
You're here with your book that you
before this
published.
became so popular as it is now, in 2000 and the end of 2006, I had a little boy at home and I wanted to earn some money and not leave my house. And I had a guest house in the valley here, in the back of my house that was not being used for anything. And I got the idea to turn it into a short-term vacation rental because I thought vacation rentals were always a destination spot you traveled to, like somewhere with palm trees and you took a plane there. And I had heard back then that people were doing that in the city, and I thought that won't work. That just won't work. And then I went to Vancouver, and there were a ton of them right in the city, and I thought, I could do that. And I did some numbers, and I thought, well, you could make some money.
Do the people move out or are these?
No.
just
Some
rent the
people
guest
some people move out. Some people have a separate guest house. I rented a separate place and set it up where people could have their own entrance. And it started paying my mortgage.
Wow.
It started paying my mortgage. And so since that time, it's grown into this massive, massive business with this. There's this whole thing going on now with it's called the collaborative economy, where people are doing peer-to-peer services. You can
Yeah.
have somebody rent your car for the day if you're not using your car, and there are websites that'll hook you up for that. And now there were vacation rental websites, but not like there is now, not like Airbnb. And it's this massive business. It's like $85 billion a year people are spending on this type of travel. So now people are renting rooms in their houses. It's helped some people not go under with houses that they got in trouble with that they were going to have to foreclose on. But for me, I started before that massive explosion. And then it became very stable. And I started making like $30,000 a year as in background income. I didn't even have to leave my house.
And what's the benefit of if I'm a traveler of
Right.
this over a
Hotel.
stay and play or whatever
It's
it's
price
called?
point is the biggest advantage
That's
because
the biggest- and you
I'm
talk
not a
about this in the
hotel.
book.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the book outlines how to do it, how to market it, the problems that most people have doing it. And the problems most people have doing it is they don't treat it like a real business. And you have to be a business, but you can't try to be a hotel because you're not that.
Yeah.
So it's this fine line of the book is about my experience of mistakes I made and what to do and what not to do and how to set yourself up and which websites that I prefer using. If you're doing it, you're called a host. If somebody's traveling and staying with you, they're called a guest. It's massive now, this Airbnb thing. I
Yeah.
mean, people in San Francisco.
This is different than that, though.
No,
basically.
no, it's the same thing. Airbnb is simply a go-to to advertise your place, and
Okay.
people will go and find you.
And do you talk about that in the book? That's what you do is you do go through those services.
You can. I don't like that one in particular. Because they control the money, and I don't like anybody controlling the money. I prefer one called HomeAway, where I control all the money. But Airbnb is the biggest player right now, and they're the easiest to get started with. So, I don't speak for either of those companies. Both of them are very, very valuable. I just have my preference. So the book is sort of like how you do this, and you do
how you did it.
How I did it, and I used both of them. Yes.
And some of the pitfalls that you found.
Some of the pitfalls, mistakes that I made, so
do you
people wouldn't
share
have
some of
to.
your experiences with
I
bad
do.
tenants?
I do.
That would be my big fear.
You know what?
People wouldn't in my
Not
stuff.
respecting
No,
mistakes.
there were only about 4 big mistakes, and they were all my fault by not preemptively setting myself up differently.
Do you have interview questions that you say to the people who want to
No.
rent?
No. I don't even. I've been
Really?
When I moved away, I started managing my place remotely. I'd never met
I would
anybody.
want to properly vet them, and I
there
need
is a
to
way
know
to
that-
there is a way to vet them where you don't have to meet them.
Oh, but when you're vetting them, do you have a set of questions for them?
No.
You
No,
don't?
no,
Well, you have to ask if
no.
they smoke, for instance. Or
Well, they know
crack
that.
might be a
No.
Wouldn't you think that
If
wouldn't
they
be a,
no, what I have is I have a very detailed rental agreement that they have to read and agree to
Okay.
before they come. And a lot of people who are doing this like to accept somebody's cash because they think they don't have to report it. Well, personally, I would never do that. I would only take credit cards because now I have recourse. If you go in my place and you smoke, I automatically charge you $100.
you tell them that.
Oh, absolutely. They've
Oh,
signed.
you need
they've
to raise
signed,
that price, by
They've
the way.
signed a. Well, it's never
Hotels,
happened.
it's
Yeah, but it's you know what?
$700.
In the like 6.5 years that I did it, I never had any problems. I had somebody get drunk and spill red wine all over, and I was still living on the premises, so I could go in and clean it up real quick. I charged her like $150, and she just was embarrassed. But I have very clear rules laid out of what they can and cannot do. And anybody looking to do something illicit or party, they're not going to look for a place in the backyard of somebody's home. They're going to go somewhere where they have a little more anonymity. They really are.
Why? Which worries me. They want anonymity because they're like a serial killer and they
You
need
know,
new
no.
territory.
Well, you know what? I took cash once before I knew not to do that from this
Right.
guy who came for like a week and a half, and he just handed me this wad of cash.
Mr.
I'm going,
Bundy.
I have cash. And then all of a sudden I realized I don't know a thing about this guy.
Yeah.
I don't have any recourse. He can leave now, and I have no way of ever,
Right.
if he damages something, I have no way of getting paid. And I just didn't like it. And then I got really involved with how you do vet them. But for the most part, anyway, we could talk a lot about the other sites, but that's one problem with Airbnb. They have this sort of social media kind of presence where because you slap your picture on your site, everybody can trust you saying,
Well,
there's your picture.
But
But
again-
there's more to it than that.
Yeah, I'm still
There's more
confused
to it.
as to why I would want to rent a home as opposed to a hotel.
Well,
My family did it last Christmas.
I do
in
it-
The Valley.
I
you
do
can have
it all the
larger
time.
groups. You could have larger
With
groups
the
as one.
babies.
Yeah,
one
but
reason, right.
you can. But the larger
And
groups,
it's cheaper.
I would never do a larger home myself because up in wine country where I live, there
Yeah.
are some houses like that. Everyone's trying to shut them down because 2 and 3 families or groups of people will go up. They'll trash the place.
Yeah.
The best way to do it is really minimize your traffic. Like my place was a 450 square foot guest house that we built. I had a 2-person maximum. And they're not going to, it's like
So
couples and people's
you build
parents.
a place? Did you actually build a
we
place
did,
for
yeah.
this?
We
so
didn't
that's
build it
part of what
for
your book
that.
talks about is actually having a business of building a space. It's almost like building a bed and breakfast.
Well, some
right?
people build it. I built it first and then got the idea after.
Right.
But some people can build it.
Sure.
We
you have the
actually,
space.
yeah, we actually just this last week sold that house,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking to do the same thing up north, and I'm thinking of building something because my place doesn't have that right now. But
Yeah.
I would build it, or I would take my garage and convert it without doing main construction,
Right.
because building a place
I
like
did
that
that
was...
with I'd use mine as an office.
Yeah.
I did that.
Well, if it has a separate entrance and you can
Right.
put a bathroom in it, you could have people you never even have to see paying you money to come in and out. Now, you have kids at home, and you might not want to do that. But if they have their own space and they're not under your roof, there's a way to automate it where you never have to see them. And that's the book talks about automating it too, because in the beginning I'd spend time trying to chat with them every day, and I had a 5-year-old at home, and that was ridiculous.
What about though if you just bought a place that was a rental property? What is the difference between what you're saying and that?
You could do that.
Just go buy a rental property with that purpose.
You could do that. I don't know if, because the climate is now so competitive, I don't know unless it were located in a place where it was just teeming with tourists all the time and people traveling. I don't know that you'd make enough money to make that worth your while.
Right.
Like, this was in the back of my house.
Sure.
And I also used it if my in-laws came to town. So, you know,
Whoa.
it
It's
was
the music. Tell us how to get the book.
Amazon.com, be my guest and pay me. Be my guest and pay me.
Let's say that again.
Amazon.com.
Be my guest and pay me.
Be my guest. You have to pause.
You're my guest,
You're-
and I didn't pay you.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Not yet. Not yet.
You're my fabulous guest.
Thank you.
I love to have, you listen to the show.
I
you
do.
know how,
I do.
how honest we get here.
You do. I
Well,
know.
that got a little heavy.
I was afraid we might talk about other things, but I'm glad that's all it was.
That was great.
What other
What
things?
other things?
You're gonna have to come back for
I know.
a sequel.
So
Well, actually, no.
confused.
The only other thing would be to tell stories about comedians, but I don't name names, so. I know. It's
When
so
you're ready,
hard.
you be my guest.
And pay and
And I
spill
will
the
pay
beans.
you for the names.
Spill the beans.
So it's,
No,
it's
'cause
be
the
my
co-
guest and pay
The
me.
Comedy and Magic Club, the early days.
Oh, God.
Everybody was
I
crazy.
wanna hear those
I
stories.
know.
Wait till we're off the
Anyway.
microphone. We're going to take a tiny little break. By the way, Pamela, I'm sure you've heard from listening to our show, often Healthy Feet Store is where we go for our shoes. As a matter of fact, we're selling a lot of shoes based on our coupon. We're doing really well with this, and everyone's happy. And that's the best thing. If you can ever have a sponsor that makes everyone happy, they're all approved by doctors, and a wide range of shoes, different widths and dimensions and things like that. And you just want to go buy your shoes there. They have tons of brands. They're brand name shoes. These aren't like orthopedics like the grandpa wears
Okay.
to play shuffleboard.
Stilettos? Any stilettos?
I doubt that they're in there, but you can take a look. Were there stilettos in there? Did you?
Nah.
Not a lot of stilettos, I'm sure. Maybe they have a little rubber on the I don't know. I'm not an expert. I know my name is Shoemaker, which is the perfect sponsor for us. But it's convenient, and you can do your business Monday to Friday. They have a staff that will help you out. Go to healthyfeetstore.com, and we have a code, Laugh It Off 2013. Haven't updated it yet.
Okay. I
There's a reason for
think
that.
there's newsflash, Craig. It's over. It's just over.
But the
It's gone.
coupon and the deal is not over. And the reason is we have podcasts that, by the way, you can download us at any time, folks. We have our old Laugh It Off, the Toad Hop Network, and now we're here. You can always download over 200 hours and go back, and then you'll hear us talking about Healthy Feet Store and how good it's been for our feet. And it'll be good for you. Put in the promo code Laugh It Off 2013. Okay? And then go to Amazon and get Be My Guest and pay me. We all want to get paid. So this is a way to do it. Just buy this book. How much is the book?
It's $12.95.
$12.95, and you'll make $1,295 your first month. How's that?
Wow, you're good.
I don't know how I did that. We're going to come back with Ben Gleib and much more. Stay right here.
Thank you.
Perceptions about they don't question them. Let's talk for a minute about alcohol, okay? Let's talk about girly drinks for a minute, all right? How did us men up so badly that we're not allowed to publicly drink delicious drinks? Who made that rule? I'm a man, so I like the taste of beer and whiskey, but you know what I also like the taste of? Strawberries. Everybody likes strawberries. Don't lie. Don't act like you're tough. You don't like strawberries. I'm so tough. I don't like strawberries. You liar. You love strawberries. Who's the only group of guys who are allowed to drink delicious drinks and not get for it? Oh, yeah, obviously gays. They get to do a lot of fun girl. Who's the other group of guys? Black guys. Ask any black guy in the room. You ever seen a black guy at a bar? Always got a bright blue drink in his hand. It's got lights in it. Pretty sure it's got lights in it. It's got hydraulics in the drink. It's bouncing up and down. There's no drink left in the drink. Because black guys don't take from anybody. This guy's already saying that's f***ed up, man. You're already not taking from me on this joke. But I drink a delicious drink, I get called names. What's that, little girl? It is tasty, sir. What makes even less sense than that, I drink smoothies all day long. No one says about that. But I put alcohol in my smoothie, and now I'm a bitch? I'm getting drunk in my smoothie. That's gangster. Sweet people do weird things. A very weird thing happened in my neighborhood recently. Right across the street from my apartment in West Hollywood, they opened a gay black nightclub. And first of all, that is very specific. You're gonna be a real particular type of person to get into this club. Secondly, if you think about it, I don't want to, but if you think about it, inside that nightclub must be the most delicious drinks on earth. The flavor there must be magnificent. I'm almost willing to risk the gay black rape just for a strawberry surprise. You do not want to order a chocolate surprise. That is very different.
Their sponsor, Magnum. For the man who needs protection.
A spermicide. I think that would give me an infection.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It sound anything with the word "side" in it, with the CIDE, does not sound like it's good. You know, pesticide,
Yeah, toxic.
spermicide, and I want that next to my penis. What they could be in an airplane spraying on plants to get rid of insects. I don't like the side thing.
Hey, can we just talk about for a second how bizarre that was?
Sorry.
That was so
I'll have to
bizarre.
wait till Ben's out of here. 'Cause
Hey.
Ben is coming in. Ben
He's-
Gleib. The knock came a little premature. Sarah was just in the middle of, she wanted to clear the air on something. Brother man.
Oh, man.
It's great to see you.
Good to see you, too.
You were one of my first
Hi,
guests on my
I'm
old
Sarah.
show.
Yeah.
That was almost the last time I've seen you. I've
Yeah.
hardly seen you. You're cleaned up your act, by the way. You look very clean cut.
Well, I
since
had my commercial. I did a commercial callback just an hour ago. I only shave for commercial.
Yeah, you can really tell there's something's going on there because that's not you. Sarah Sweet, Ben Gleib,
Hi,
one of the
hey,
most
Ben.
talented
Pleasure.
comedians
Thank you.
around. He's been at it for a while, even though he's a young pup.
It's true. Do I need to talk into this or am I good?
Yeah.
You're pretty good. Let me just arrange you
All
here.
right,
You're pretty good
I was
there.
about to finish tweeting people to tune in, but I guess
Tell them to tune in and see that handsome punum over here. Look at that. It's like it's all shaved and you're looking good. I've got a little man crush going on.
Really?
I never
Thanks.
had one with you before.
You look good as
It just
well.
happened.
Yeah.
Why
thanks.
have the new dad glow?
Yeah. How often did this? How recently
3
did
days.
this happen? 3 days ago.
3 days, bro. But I
Congrats,
wasn't gonna miss
man.
hanging with you.
I appreciate that.
And at least you don't have to clear the air like our last guest.
Right.
Because we had no chance of ever dating, right? We didn't go on any dates.
No, I don't. Did we?
She told me that.
I don't even know for sure. But I love that you're so dedicated to me as a guest. You're already an absentee father 3 days in. You're ready.
The way to put it that way.
Yeah, that's the way I
I'm
put
an
it.
absentee father. I've already left my child and absentee husband. Let's forget
even
that.
worse.
I should be massaging her, getting her push presents.
She's recovering
and here I am
from
hanging out with.
terrible situation. A very painful life experience.
Yes,
You're here with me.
It was very painful.
I feel great.
And I just found out my child has yellow jaundice.
Oh, really?
And I went out the door after
No
finding that.
kidding.
Yes, I just deal with it.
You don't want to get that on you.
Put her in the sun. I don't want any jaundice. Is it
No.
contagious?
I don't know.
She's going to have to deal with this on her own.
It could be contagious.
Because I have to work, Ben.
When you say, of course you
Someone
do.
has to be healthy enough to work. I can't be going on stage yellow.
No, you can't. I mean, for a minute when you saw your yellow baby, did you think for a moment maybe your wife made love to an Asian man?
No, she is Asian.
That explains it.
Way to go with the racism right away.
Explains
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that was racist. That was racist.
No, that put a button on your racist.
It's true. I've never even understood actually why people call Asian people yellow. They're not yellow.
I don't get it
Seen the
either.
color yellow? This is yellow. That's not the color of an Asian person.
I've never seen a yellow person unless
Never.
they have cancer.
Right.
You
Then
know what I
you
mean?
get
Then you're
yellow.
going, oh, boy, that guy's got something wrong with him. And you're not going, whoa, he better go back to Japan.
Yeah, that's the last thing you think.
I never seen. As a matter of fact, they're the whitest people.
That's true.
My
They're
wife
very
is
pale.
half Japanese. She was raised in Japan. I've been to Japan, and they are really white.
Yeah.
You know, there's no pores.
No, because they're always wearing those face masks. There's
Yeah,
no chance for the sun to hit their face.
They were. It's like
Those air pollution face masks. It's
I thought
terrible.
I thought everyone was in med school.
That's what might be it, actually.
You know those Asians, they love the med school
Yeah,
and
and
the
airports
technology.
flying to the medical conferences across the globe. That must be actually what it is, probably.
I never.
You're right.
I need a mask. I need a mask. You know what my wife told me about those masks that I didn't know?
What?
Do you know why they wear them?
No.
I just heard this, to not get others sick.
Thank you.
I
You
didn't
just
know
heard
that.
it
I
too.
just heard that a
That's
couple days
nice.
ago.
I didn't know it either.
That's
This is how
very
respectful they are in
respectful.
Japan. I'm thinking they're a bunch of germ freaks.
Right.
Like my friend Chad.
Yeah.
You know, with
There's a
the,
bunch of Michael Jacksons walking around, and they are just being very conscientious.
that's what I thought. I thought they were, like in some sort of a tub to clean themselves or something. I had no idea.
They're Ethan Hawke and Gattaca scrubbing their dead cells
I
off.
love the Gattaca reference. The only other person who would ever use a Gattaca reference.
There's no gene for the human spirit.
I love you for that.
love you
No
for
one
that.
ever gets it.
Oh, I know.
Doesn't that make you mad when you write
does.
these jokes that have great references
Yeah.
and no one gets the Gattaca
Yeah,
reference?
it's almost like you wish you could send out like a viewing list before your shows to make sure people are up to date. How does Dennis Miller live? He just must know that everybody's humoring him 80% of the time when they laugh at these references. It's like Bradshaw and Berkeley on Caligula film all of a sudden. It's like Jim Torres in the 40s. It's like no one is following this. But he's bobbing his head and barbing him out in such a sharp way.
But the head
You
bob,
laugh.
bob is your indication that you should be
Exactly.
laughing.
Exactly right.
That's what he's telling you. Every time I do that, you're supposed to.
Totally perfect. Love Master, come on, babe. It's ridiculous.
He's kind of jiving on a Mannix combined with Cannon. You know Mannix reference? No, you don't know that one, do you?
Oh, boo.
Sort of. Isn't that like a heavy metal band, Mannix?
Mannix. No, Mannix
What's
was. I
Mannix?
just thought of it this morning. It was a detective show.
Oh,
My mom
right.
used to love
My
Mannix.
dad used to watch that.
Oh yeah, my mom used to watch it. And I
Right.
golfed next to the guy. I was so excited for him.
That is
My mother
exciting.
spoke to me. I would have told her. I'm serious. But anyway, yeah, he golfed at this golf course right next to me. I'm going, oh my God, it's freaking Mannix.
Did he have real life detective abilities, or
He
was
had
it all acting?
still had the sideburns, so everyone would recognize him. That's Mannix.
yeah.
He kept them. They're very gray
You
now.
wear a shirt, I'm Mannix from the show. Please approach me.
Remember
I'm
being
desperate
Mannix?
for attention.
Exactly. Well, a lot of the guys, if you're brought up with a certain character and that's all you've ever had, you got to let people know that's you. Otherwise, you got nothing.
It's true.
You know what I mean? You got to walk around with your resume. Well, I did guest star on Murder, She Wrote also, but no, if we know you as Mannix, you go with it. At some point when you end up being typecast and you don't get cast at anything, you might as well just keep going with the Mannix.
But it's the other way too. That's if you're like a big star. But if you all have just done things people might know you from, you really pretty much have to never say it, because like the once in a blue moon when like people will they'll look at me and they'll look at me in a way as though they recognize me from something.
Yeah.
Usually I'll never say anything. But once in blue they're just like hanging for so long. And I'm putting out of misery. I'm like, Chelsea Lately, I'm from Chelsea Lately, and they're like, nope.
I love
I
that.
feel like such an asshole.
So do I. I hate that.
Oh, it's not that. No, I think I met you through a friend. Oh. I just plugged myself.
I can't believe you said that. It's the same exact experience. Like they're going and they're doing the figuring it out, and you want to like pepper it in with, well, you know, first you go, what do you do for a living?
Right.
So you like make it about them, but you know it's going to come back to what do you do for a living?
That question's a total waste. You're just saying that to be polite. What do you
happen.
do? I know there's no way I know your fucking job, but what do you do for a living? Just to be fake polite for a minute, and then they're like, what do you do? I'm like, you're like, or how do I know you? You want to go like?
Do you recognize it? Well, when you say, and by the way, people always have a reaction, don't they, when you say stand-up comedian?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's an automatic reaction, especially where I live. Like, even last night, I was at, my son decided to go out for lacrosse. It's a whole other thing, a whole other topic I'll get into another time. I'm not happy about it. Suddenly, I bought him a $500 freaking bat because he says, I want to play baseball. And he decides on a whim. This wasn't a stocking stuffer. It was a bat. You're committed to being a baseball player, which I raised you. And now lacrosse.
Was it an aluminum bat you bought him?
Yeah, it was a high-tech
Where
thing.
do you
like
even
$500
hear
now.
about lacrosse? I never even knew lacrosse was a thing.
Oh, well, he found out about it. I have a feeling he did it intentionally because he knows it's the one sport I can't go, here's what you got to do. I can't coach him.
Exactly.
He knows it, too. I know nothing about lacrosse.
George Carlin had a very offensive bio about lacrosse. These days,
really?
you couldn't even say it.
Well, he goes out for the team, so I saw these parents. And there's these two parents, I recognized the guy, and I recognized him. I go, I know you from somewhere. And then now here's the part about being like kind of like what we do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go, but I did say it. I go, do you recognize me? But I didn't mean like from Hollywood Squares, I like Craig Shoemaker on a block. I mean, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this because I really did know the guy.
Yeah.
And here's the worst. This is the worst. And he goes, I go, what do you do for a living? Because I really did want to figure this out. And I knew it wasn't from show business. And he goes, I work for K-Swiss. And I go, oh, my neighbor works for K-Swiss. And we knew that. And I go, but it's not that. And I said, it's not that because I've never met you. He just moved it. So I go, it's something. I know what it is. I go, and he goes, and then I led him into going, what do you do for a living? And then I thought he was going to go, oh, my God. Like the guy after him, by the way, went, oh, I've seen you since the 80s.
Right.
You blew Eddie Murphy off the stage. That's the conversation you want to have.
Yes,
but no, this guy goes, I go, I'm a comedian. He goes, no, I've never seen you.
That's the worst.
Completely blew
That's
it
the
off.
worst.
He's like, and then it turns out I did recognize him. Like he was a celebrity.
Really?
I do JV announcing, junior varsity for football. He does the varsity announcing.
No kidding.
So he actually has
That's
my
hilarious.
job. So no wonder I know him.
He has
I'm like
he has the better team.
You're
doing the junior varsity.
I'm the JV. I'm the
understand.
JV
You'll get
announcer.
there. You're
I'm
gonna
a
get
guy
there.
with credits and Emmys, and the guy from K-Swiss he's the head lead announcer.
It's just so weird how our jobs like completely mess with your brain. Like, I just had another weird ego moment on an airplane recently because for whatever reason, Chelsea Lately's watched mostly by women and gay men. So I'm the demographic I'm recognized most by is flight attendants because that is that demographic.
Women and gay men.
Women and gay men. So I'm getting on an airplane recently, and often they'll recognize me. They'll wait till the end of the plane. I'm walking out, and the guy's like, "I love you, Chelsea Lately." So I'm walking onto the plane the other day, and the flight attendant right at the front of the plane before first class, which I do not sit in because I don't make that kind of dollar. I don't make Chelsea dollars.
I was about to ask you that. Okay, go ahead.
But the flight attendant looks at me. And she's like, where do I know you from? I know you. And she's pretending as though it's from her real life, but I know what it is, but I don't want to say it in front of all these people.
Yeah.
But in my head, I had this egotistical thought. I'm like, come on, you recognize me, just say it already. And she didn't, and I didn't say it. And I had that thought, though. I'm like, why didn't she say it? It's so annoying not to recognize somebody that you know. And then I swear to God, I turn, and I walk up the first class aisle, the first seat in the corner. This dude, I look over at him, I'm like, hey, man, because I recognize this guy that I talked to, had this deep conversation about he had an abortion and all this stuff, and I gave him advice. It was like we connected deeply, and he goes, hey. But I can tell he didn't give me a look as much as you would have given a look to somebody you had a deep abortion talk with. And I walk off, and 2 steps later, I'm like, that was Josh Groban. So literally, I did the exact thing I was just annoyed in my head about her doing.
You thought you had an abortion conversation with Josh Groban?
Yeah,
but you didn't.
No, the guy just looked like
He looked
the guy
like
I had
Josh
to talk
Groban.
with. Looked like Josh Groban, but this guy was Josh Groban, and I was confusing him with some random guy. So
Now the thought
I will
appears
never
to
have that
me
egotistical thought
is
again.
when you meet the abortion guy. Were you having a conversation with him going, you look like Josh Groban? Were you thinking he looked like Josh Groban?
No, I didn't put the connection
But
together.
then the connection happened when you see the real Josh Groban.
Yeah.
And you thought that this was the same guy?
I thought it was the same guy. And I was
Same
like, hey. And he
voice?
was like, hey. And then looked away. And I'm like, he would have looked longer. We talked about, his very serious life moments. And I was like, oh, that was Josh Groban.
Josh Groban looked at you, though, like he knew you from Chelsea Lately.
He played along just to be polite, I think.
Oh, he
was
played
like,
along.
Hey,
He didn't know you.
Maybe he recognized me from TV. I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably not. But, yeah, it's a weird ego thing that happens.
By the way, celebrities knowing who you are is a very odd thing, too.
It is so weird.
When they say to you, when you're all nervous.
Yeah.
You ever have that happen? You're all nervous about what you're going to say to them, and they go, Sarah's sweet. I love your work. And they reverse it on you. Have you ever had that happen?
Are you kidding, Craig? Are you making fun of me right
No,
now?
I'm not making fun of you. You were discovered by two famous actresses, actor and actor.
Right.
Actress and
Who?
actor. She was discovered in Colorado. She's a big talent, and she's a writer, and they loved her so much they had her move out.
Is that right?
Wendy Malick.
Oh, yeah. I
And
love
Dan
Wendy.
Lauria.
Really?
Yeah, they had her move out. They're
Very attracted to
fans.
Wendy Malick. I'm a
Yeah,
big Wendy
she's
Malick
very
Me
fan.
too.
I
But
wouldn't
she
make
wasn't
love to her.
attracted to me.
No.
No, I came on to her years ago.
And she's straight.
Woo!
With that like kind of faux British voice she does, like, no thanks, Craig. Like
I wish it was that polite.
Oh, really? Get the fuck out of my
It
face.
was more of a death stare.
Really?
Like, how dare you? You're a
Wow.
petty comedian.
No kidding.
And you would come on to me. You've got to be kidding me. Let's play this out in my head. You're going to the Chuckle Hut and I'm winning an Emmy. Let's play that one out. That's the look that she gave. At least that's what I told myself.
She's very classy.
She's very classy.
I love that you told yourself.
Meaning.
No, she's guarded. She probably had a lot on her mind.
Okay.
That's a huge bitch.
That's the way I like this. That's the way I like to think of it.
I love how you told yourself in your mind like the worst scenario
Yeah.
possible.
And you
she
do
thinks
too,
I'm
Ben.
just a lowly comedian. That's true.
And you're just projecting because you do the same thing.
Of course, yeah. man.
We think that we are, let's be honest about this. Let's
Yeah.
just get into this. I've never talked about a comedian like this. We have all the creative arts.
Yeah.
I think we have the lowest self-esteem.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything lower.
Yeah.
Do mimes like go, I'm in a wall? I mean,
No one talks to me. Why does no one talk to me?
they would have issues.
Yeah.
But
Steve Hofstadter has a new podcast.
Even-
and his name for it is the perfect description of what comics are. High confidence, low self-esteem.
Yeah.
We have uber confidence to do what we do and to
Yeah.
talk to people, but then in our heads we're like, no one likes me. I really want to be liked, and it's not working out.
Yeah, we're just like
weird.
that piece
Is
of
that-
dung that the world revolves around.
Are you
That's
too a
basically-
lonely comedian walking through the world? Craig Shoemaker and I will take you on a journey of loneliness.
Compared to us, you'll feel wonderful about yourself. You'll
look
save
in the
all the
mirror.
money from removing yourself from all those therapy sessions.
That's right. You look in the mirror and you see your reflection and it doesn't look great. Then we walk next to you. And all of a sudden you're standing a little taller, aren't you?
And a little younger.
You're better than us in every way.
That's how we think.
We hate ourselves.
Join us. No, not that far. That was not my sound effect. It was not the thought that was going on in my mind. We do have that in us, and I think it's part of what drives us. How bad was it for you as a child? Were you in the beaten up category? Were you beaten up?
I was beaten up a few times as a kid. I had a really bad speech problem as a kid. So that was my major struggle. Beyond the stutter, it was like a disfluency. I couldn't talk. I couldn't make sounds come out of my vocal cords, even they would lock up. I couldn't even say hi to a friend in the hallway. I had to tell teachers to never call on me because I couldn't talk.
Oh man, that's ripe for being made fun of.
And then
too.
kids would make fun of you constantly.
Oh my God, I'm about to.
There were
I mean, that's how easy and fresh that is.
It's true.
That's just like
Yeah. And bullies would when I was really young, there was a bully that would bother me all the time, and then I got beaten up one time in 7th or 8th grade by a group of kids.
Yeah.
And then I was crying a little from it, and then my honors English teacher, she was South African, pulled me into her class and gave me a sweet from this little tin of sweets. I felt better.
Really? I thought you were going to say she banged you and you were living in Florida.
My story ended not as great. She gave me a fucking candy. I wish that she banged me.
Was she hot?
She was hot,
Yeah, I'd Miss Kellogg for that.
Miss Kellogg, yeah. This is Mrs. Bauer.
Mrs. Yeah, we all have one, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me mad. I just saw a list of them. You know that you don't have AOL. I'm quite sure about that.
My parents do.
I set that one up. I just got off of Friendster. I mean, that's how back I go.
Nice.
Well, they always have these attractive things when you open up the page. It's like, and it had the top 20 scandals of teachers sleeping with their students.
Oh, it's the best. I wish that happened to me.
If you ever seen the images on these, the women,
yeah,
it's like I was paging through. I thought I was on YouPorn.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. They were all hot.
If a male teacher does that to a female student, I don't think it's not cool at all. It's very messed up. Female teacher does it to a male student, I'm all for it. I think it's an excellent. I mean, what a
sex education.
Yeah, what I mean, I wish there were many teachers I had growing up that I wish would have done that to me.
Do you know I was so
Miss Katie
into Ms. Kellogg that I actually wanted to be famous, so that she was watching television one day and she'd say, "Oh my God, I taught him. I so regret not coming on to him."
Yeah.
This is my thought of being on the Tonight Show. I'm going to get on there and I'm going to actually drop her name, and then she's going to leave her husband and come in those short little skirts that she wore and come to Hollywood and come be with me
do that
and be my older woman.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Your wife would be cool with that, having your old teacher on the side.
No, this is before the wife. This is this motivated me for so long. By the way, if you're out there, Cindy Kellogg, perhaps she listens to this show.
But now with Facebook, you could reach out to her.
I know. I had one who wasn't. I had one actually that did see me recently when I was in Philadelphia.
Really?
But I tortured her. I wasn't as nice to her.
Right.
This one had short skirts, and then Ms. Kellogg, Cindy Kellogg, and she even told us to call her Cindy. And we had the, you know that projector screen they pull down? They pull that down with a string,
of
right?
course.
What I would do is I got smart. She wore those short skirts, and I tied the string up in one of those knots that I learned when I was a tenderfoot in Boy Scouts. Try to undo this, Cindy Kellogg. And while you're doing it, you have to get on a chair. And guess where I am? Front row.
Genius. Genius. How are the panties? Were they
I saw those.
Were they nice?
Me and Steiny we got put to the back of the room. She was on to us.
Really?
Every time she'd go to play a movie, and damn it.
Oh, God,
and she'd be reaching up, and then she's like, and the whole skirt is coming up, and we're going, it's terrible.
Oh, it's the greatest.
10th grade, man.
Yeah.
That's when the hormones are really ripe.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a dream, man. That's why I wonder, like, even since high school, ever since like some amount of success in comedy, I haven't really run into any of the teachers. I haven't run into any of the hot girls from high school.
No way.
I would love to like hit one or two of those up.
This is when you really need to.
Yeah.
Because trust me, as the guy that used to be you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I used to have a career. Used to be young and good looking and single. You have it all, okay? You've got to seize this now.
Yeah.
Okay? You've got to run with this motivation.
But it's Facebook. But how come they haven't Facebooked me? It's desperate. If I Facebook
They
them, the power
haven't?
switches right back.
It
I've gotten
does.
almost no Facebook messages from the hot high school girls. I can believe me. I'm not lacking for any fun times, but from those particular the 3 or 4 you had the crush on in high school, they've not reached out. Although I did. I had a birthday party. I always throw a fun birthday party every year. And like 3 years ago, I recreated my 10th birthday party at the same park we're having my 10th birthday party. My parents, my mom cooked chicken. My dad brought a cake. Happy 10th birthday. All my friends came, literally dressed like kids. I was wearing like shorts and I hid like coins around the park for prizes. I had party favorites, played Duck, Duck, Goose and Wiffle Ball. It was so much fun. But I, on a whim, randomly invited this girl I had an enormous crush on through all of high school. It's called Iris, I knew she lived in Dubai currently. So I just randomly invited her. She shows up at the park.
No.
Here in L.A.
From Dubai.
Yeah, what happened to be flying that morning, comes to the park, and literally all of a sudden I was like, all the power was gone again. I was the giddy, awkward teenage boy again. I was like, Iris, you're here. So you wanna have a drink in the car? I wasn't even drinking. It was a kid's birthday party. I'm like,
Bob for apples?
Yeah. It was. I was a total mess again.
Is she the only one that showed up too? That's
She's the
awkward.
only one I invited back. No. To the party?
Just her.
Yeah, it was just me and her in the park.
She came in from Dubai thinking it's a reunion, and it's just the two of you. That's fantastic.
I told her it was going to be big, though.
What a plan.
Yeah, it was
How many
great.
people did show up for this? I would have gone.
It's a good chunk, man. I throw good parties. It was 100 people or so.
For a 10-year-old birthday party, you're recreating. You grew up in L.A.?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, there's not a lot of beating up out here, right? You probably went to like a private schoolish
No, I went to
type of
public
thing?
schools.
Which one?
There was some beating up. I grew up in Beverly Hills. It was still bad. Look at the eye roll. So I never like to say this. South Central Beverly Hills. I was a lower middle class kid in a very rich town. It was awkward. It made it hard, actually.
Compton adjacent.
It was.
I think you're right.
It was Compton adjacent. Exactly right. It was weird, man. I got the Reebok pump shoes like a year after everybody else. Literally, it was the cool thing.
That's suffering, man. If you had to go a whole year without having them,
point is
how did you survive,
it was hard.
kid?
It was a hard life, Craig.
Had to sleep in the same wing as your brother?
It was hard to live with the same. Yeah, it was difficult, man. And then I show up a year later with the pump shoes. Finally thought I'd finally get some respect. And I got these shoes eventually. And they were so outdated at that point. Literally day one, I show up at school. The kids are like, "Oh, really? The pump shoes?" I mean, it crushed my life. I turned to a life of non-drugs and decaf coffee.
Remember the pump?
Yeah.
The pump. I can't even believe that was not sustainable.
Why isn't that still around?
Why is the pump not?
It
You know
really
what the pump
would
was?
conform around your
I
foot
do.
in a
My
great
brother
way.
had 'em, yeah.
It gave you. They gave you a little miniature pump.
Yeah.
Did it
Just
ever
look like a
do
basketball.
anything?
No, it didn't do anything.
No, it would tighten around your top of your foot. You would feel it tighten. And
How'd
you'd
you get over your speech impediments?
I bought a voice box from a dead Filipino man.
You're lying.
And I am lying. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm lying. You can't buy someone's voice box.
You
And
know how
claim
good
that-
you are, and you should act more.
Thanks.
You had me.
Thank you.
I
Really?
was completely ready for the next part. I'm going, really? Is there a market for this? I mean, and how does that work?
It's hard. You have to get implanted, and then you have to go to speech therapy to lose the Filipino accent. It's really tough. You'd better if you get.
Now, did you
somebody
really
who's
work on it with a speech
yeah.
pathologist?
Yeah, my whole life I had to go sporadically to speech pathologists, and it was never like the techniques they would teach you were never particularly successful for me. They would teach you like physical techniques. But I had this one great pathologist, Miss Guerrero, who helped me also look at a little bit of the psychology of it. Like I would block up, and I would always say like I want to speak perfectly, and I can't. She said to me one time, she's like, "I notice it's very important for you to be perfect. You keep saying the word perfect. Why don't you just focus more on the content of what you're saying instead of your delivery?" I realized I was always so focused on how it sounded.
Yeah.
It was too superficial. So for me, I realized it was a psychological problem.
That is too, yes. That's why a lot of us don't like watching ourselves. Like you were just watching yourself on the break.
Yeah.
You said for the 1600th time
Yeah.
you've watched yourself do this. I can't watch myself because that's what happens is the perfection of, oh my God, I heard my accent.
Right.
Or, like the nasalness or whatever it is. And you can hear things that other people can't hear it or see.
Right. Well, I
You're
got
the
to a
biggest
place
critic.
where I do watch my stuff, but I'm equal parts like proud of how far I've come and also like very critical. So I'll watch something like I'll watch a Chelsea appearance and I'll watch it always twice back to back. I don't watch it again ever after that. When it airs, I watch it, and I'm very critical the first time. And I'm like, oh, I could have done that better. I don't like the way I smiled there, the way I laughed, made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't like this. But the second time I tried to enjoy it, I'm like, all right, a couple good jokes landed, let it go.
How many shows have you been on Chelsea lately?
Over 100.
That's your big break, huh?
Yeah, she is.
Because I
yeah.
know people that tour just on that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Credit.
I do. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they just tour. So your money must have gone quadruple.
No, it didn't quite quadruple, but
Really?
it was good. I mean, sales are a lot better.
Yeah.
It didn't quadruple. It's amazing.
But you used to be more of your marketing was more of the marijuana perspective.
That's been a part. I don't know if I ever like hard marketed marijuana.
Yes, you did. You were like a junior Doug Benson.
No, I was not.
Yes, you were.
No, I just had longer hair and I would talk about smoking in several bits.
No.
I never like said the pot comic or anything.
Yeah.
No, I did the video at the High Times Awards where I was
Okay.
super stoned and I looked like I was high, but I was acting. I mean, I was a little high, but I wasn't like I wasn't blasted out of my mind like I made
I
it
like I
seem
was a
in the
little
video.
high.
I was.
You can be just a little high.
Of course you can. After the
You're
piece
either
I did-
high or you're not.
No, the High Times Awards video I did with Doug Benson and Craig Robinson and all these guys. I took a couple hits of weed because I needed to for shots in the video. But I was a weed smoker for like 15 years, and I led a 2-hour production meeting right after that shoot. But in the video, I'm like tripping out, man. I'm freaking out. Like the highest I've ever been in my life. I was acting. Just acting.
I think you were so high that you don't remember that you used to do a show that was about being high.
No, I did
That was
not.
my memory.
No.
You used to do the late night shows at Improv. What was that called?
No, I performed
It's like the
on
Pot
them.
Chronicles or something.
No, like the 420 show or whatever.
Yes!
I performed on it.
That's a pot comic.
I didn't run the show. I didn't host it. I was just booked occasionally into a spot.
I thought you were like it.
No.
Okay.
Never.
You don't smoke pot anymore?
I kind of stopped 5 months ago.
It's kinda.
Well,
it's like kinda high. I kinda stopped.
I've smoked 5 or
does
6
that work?
times in these 5 months. I smoked like one time a month, but I'm trying to make a rule where I only smoke out of the country or on very special occasions. So I used to smoke like regularly, a couple times a week, 3 times a week. Now I only smoke in Canada, Mexico, at my best friend's bachelor party, at the Chelsea Christmas party. I decided to smoke. Those.
Smoking the reefer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I haven't smoked now.
This literally sounds like a guy in denial. it's like all the qualifications. I smoked a little bit, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It keeps on increasing.
I haven't touched it in 4 weeks.
It's a 3, 4. He never has the definitive numbers.
I mean, normally in a 5 month span, I would have smoked 75 times.
Okay.
I've only smoked
well,
5
let me
times
ask you this. Okay,
5
so
months.
there is definitely a choice that's been made to lessen it.
Yeah, well, to not smoke it. I really don't smoke it unless I had to do it for my best friend's bachelor party.
Well,
I was
it's
the best
one or
man.
the other. It's one or the other. I don't smoke or I do.
I mean, can't you say
Not like
that you
I
don't
qualify
smoke?
it.
What is being
Special
held
occasions.
up here?
What's he holding up? Reefer? What is that?
What is that? Weed?
OG Kush.
Look, I'll smoke some right now just because you held it up in front of me. That's the only reason. I only do it out of the country, special occasions, or if somebody has some in front of me that they show
or
me.
I smoke with friends, and now Angelo in the other room is my best friend.
Or on podcasts.
I just met him a few minutes ago, but he's my best
I only
friend.
smoke
I gotta smoke
every
with him.
time I see it, or if I want to smoke. That's the only times. No, listen. I
That's
don't
like
smoke.
every.
I've chosen to not smoke.
So that's every day.
Every day.
Every day you run into friends or you have special occasions.
No, listen. Occasionally I don't.
So what's the reason?
Like if I get the flu or something.
Now it's if you have to. So what's the occasion that you don't smoke?
No, I really don't smoke now. I really don't smoke now.
So what's the reason for not smoking now?
Because it was, there were some, and I like it. I miss it a little bit, but the reasons why I stopped.
Everything's qualified a little bit.
It is
2 or 3. Okay.
Well, because I don't hate on. I did it for so long. It'd be hypocritical to hate on it. But I just found that when I would be stoned, my memory, I would not remember anything that happened while I was stoned. I'd have a 6-hour conversation with someone, bond with them in a very deep way. Next time I'd see them, I wouldn't even barely remember their name. I didn't remember a fact about their life, none of the things we talked about. So that was bad.
Yeah.
And I felt like I would smoke a lot for creative reasons, like to write, and it was good. It put me out of the box, and it made me very inspired and optimistic about all the shows I'm going to write and create and all these things. But the next day, then I'd be maybe a little lethargic, and I wouldn't do it, and I would just keep retreating into this like fantastical place. So instead, I wanted to have like some consistency where I'm just focused, and I have to be accountable day to day.
Yeah, the accountability factor kind of like you smoke it away.
Right.
That goes
you keep
away.
retreating into this like
The
fantasy
commitments.
world.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you go into a fantasy world. But I understand where you're coming from. Did it ever? I stopped.
Yeah.
And
How long ago?
and I also won't bag on it. But I did a movie about it. Which I endorsed the movie and I endorsed the legalization, the decriminalization, all of that. But it's not for me. It's not for my DNA.
How long ago did you stop?
26 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Even out of the country.
I don't have those qualifications. Maybe I should start some.
Give yourself one qualification. Every time you're in Peru, you smoke weed.
Which would be 0.
All right, so make it Canada then. Do something.
I could just have all these qualifications. If I ever go to Afghanistan, I'm going to have some Afghani weed.
That probably is great over there.
It probably is the best,
Yeah.
yes. But if I
You
ever
need
go to
some,
Afghanistan, which is never on my docket.
Yeah. I'd like to go,
although it could
actually.
be, I guess,
I'd like to go
if
for
I
the same
entertain the
troops.
troops, yeah. I've never, I've turned all those down.
Really?
I know I'm no hero for doing that.
Why you turn them down?
Because I have kids. I mean, it really does change things.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a just different guy. You know, that also inspires me to not, do drugs. Just be out of it. You could drop your kid.
On the flip, you could
dropping bong water is one thing, but dropping a kid's another.
On the flip, you could probably relate to him in a huge way and probably feel very kid-like and connect to him in a better way if you were stoned. Just saying, but or if you tried a little Molly with the kid,
I thought you meant
really
get the
connect.
4-year-old and smoke.
No, don't get the
light
kid
up a
high.
blunt.
But I mean, it is bad. You mentioned bong water. Reminded me of a terrible low of my pot smoking days. One time I was with my acting coach preparing for an audition. I got real stoned. She and I would smoke together.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, she would smoke and she
That's
would act.
part of her prep?
Yeah, and a lot of big actors smoke. Like Harrison Ford apparently has weed in the budget of his films and is stoned constantly. So like, he's always so like slow and contemplative. And,
Damn it! Where the hell is my damn reefer?
Yeah, and Christopher Walken. Yeah. Get off of my bong. And And so
It's a great bit, by the way.
It could be a bit.
My
yeah.
first bit was celebrity smoking pot.
Oh, really?
So this is perfect. Now I
good.
can actually make it real.
Yeah.
These are the guys just do impressions of all the
Yeah,
guys
Christopher
that
Walken's a
smoke
big
pot.
one, too, yeah.
I ended it with Curly from the Three Stooges, but he's not even alive. So
No.
that was the end of my bit. I was on the floor stoned as Curly. But go ahead.
No, how did the act out go?
That was my first act. That was the first thing I ever did. That led me to being a headliner, celebrity smoking pot. And I wrote it by my friends would pass me the joint and go,
Right.
here you go. Whoever, Cheech and Chong, hey man, I mean, so I do that anyway.
Yeah, get on the pot comic, right? Okay, sure.
And I made a pot movie and a pot
Right.
DVD
You're the pot
and a
comic.
pot CD.
You're confusing me with you.
I'm not. I remember you on my list of pot comics that I was going to enlist to be in one of these, in the film or the CD or
You
the
just didn't
DVD.
want me in it, and then you decided I didn't make the cut.
No, I didn't know you at the time, but
true.
you were. I was just getting to know you. You
Fair.
did my old radio show.
Yeah. So anyway, I was in this acting rehearsal, and my acting coach had to use the restroom, and so I took another hit of the weed, and I got so stoned. Also, I was coughing. I needed water so badly that I grabbed this water bottle that's sitting in the corner of the floor, and I drank it, and it was bong water, and it's the worst taste in the world. And I put the water bottle down the floor, and I was so disgusted, and I spin around coughing. And I'm so disoriented. I needed water still so badly. And I saw this water bottle on the floor, and I sipped it. And it was the same water bottle. I drank the bong water again, twice in 10 seconds. And I realized I really got to cut this back a little.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
Just you got to cut back to just one bottle of bong water.
One bottle of bong water.
Knowing
a day.
him, that's where you go. I only do one now, and I remember it. That's how much on the other side of this I am.
Yeah. Going back to this, I don't know if you want to go back to this, but we were talking about hot teachers and stuff. It just reminded me of something that
I'm
popped
always
in my
up for
head.
that. Going back to that.
Yeah, it's a good topic.
Miss Fuchter. All right,
I
go
remember
ahead.
the Senora Zalen. I remember when I was in
Mrs.
preschool.
Smythe. Okay, I'm sorry.
My first, Mr. Bridgeford, my first glimpse of like female sexuality, and I think it's way too young for this to occur in my brain.
Miss Haas, the art teacher. Yeah, go ahead.
I was in preschool. I was like 3 years old, and I remember being in class, and the teacher was wearing this little skirt, and all of a sudden, the hemline split, and her skirt like opened up.
Right.
And I didn't even know what it was, but I remember she got real nervous all of a sudden, and her teaching aide came and like helped her like pin it closed real quick, and I remember just looking at it and being like, oh, that's something nice going on there.
You're 3 or 4 years old?
3 years old, and I was like, whoa, that was something I wasn't supposed to see. And I liked it, and that shape was interesting. And I think like from then I liked girls. That's young.
That is young.
That's young.
I can't think.
I went home and smoked the joint, and I was like, Mom, you won't believe what happened to Mommy and me today. I weren't you there, by the way.
What your? By the way,
it was just me.
Misfight the gym teacher, unbelievable. Anyway, you're just taking me back. Oh, I can think about these hot teachers right now. Oh my God. Did you? By the way, Sarah, did you have this with? Because we do empower the teachers. You can see why a lot of this happens. You can see why it would happen with the students, but I don't get like when you see the hot teachers. You're just going, you could have, I remember I've seen some of them, even started with Donna Latorno, who just got in trouble again.
Mary Kay Letourneau.
Mary Taylor, oh, that's right. Donna Latorno is the one I think I have a kid with. Okay, now, how weird was that? Because we talked about that earlier. How about that callback? Yeah, Mary Kay Letourneau, yes, with Valley Falou or whatever his name is. I remember thinking, oh my God. You could do better than that.
But they got married after that.
I know, but he's not even a good-looking
I know, he's a weird
seventh
looking
grader.
dude, true.
He's not even like a hot
You want to
seventh
go for a
grader.
hot seventh
Yeah,
grader.
go for the quarterback of the seventh grade team or
the guy
something.
who's like the best at tag.
Yeah.
And yeah, right. But then she got out of prison 10 years later and immediately married him. Like that was a real love connection they had.
I know.
That's unreal.
Hey,
that was
and
not
another
even
kid
abuse.
together.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Just wait till that kid's in seventh grade.
She's in jail again. Last week she went back to jail. I paged through though these women, and it was the hottest of the hot, and half of them are in Florida. That state is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
What the hell's going on with that state?
Unbelievable.
I think they should just like snap it off and throw it out and let it be an island.
I mean, shaped like a penis. What kind of future do you think you're gonna have? You're gonna have you're shaped like a penis. You're gonna have a very
Right. I
you're
thought you meant
very-
the girl was shaped like a penis.
No,
Were you
I've
ever in
never
any
met one of
guys,
those.
speaking of penises?
Teachers?
Yes.
Oh yeah, totally. My pottery teacher, this history teacher, but I think my dad wasn't.
Pottery teacher?
Yeah.
Did you want to do a little ghost?
Yeah.
Do you want to do a little ghost?
Yeah. I used to- but no, I mean, but whatever.
Come on, let's do it.
Did you ever come on to one of them?
No, I mean I dated like my acting teacher is all like because my
You
dad
dated
was
your acting teacher?
yeah, but my dad wasn't around. Like eventually I've dated them all.
While he was your teacher?
Hold on.
You dated all of them eventually?
Ben, this ain't about you anymore.
No, I
Get
understand.
your Ben Gleib,
guys,
get
no,
your Ben
yeah.
Gleib promos in.
No,
right now.
I'm
Where do we go to see
co-interviewer
it?
here
Where do
now.
we go to see it?
I don't know, fucking her.
He's that out of it
Yeah,
right now.
I'm interested.
This is
I don't know.
very interesting.
Go to
okay?
bengleib.com or at bengleib on all the social media.
We have
Vine,
all- we have
Instagram,
all of
Twitter.
it- We have all of it. up
Last
the
Week on
thing.
Earth podcast cover the whole week's news every single week.
Good talking to you. Now, co-interview. Here we
please.
go.
Sure.
You were actually with a teacher?
Yeah, but I mean when I became when I got older, like I started
What, like 12th grade?
No, like I started acting class with him when I was in 14.
14?
And then he got married, got divorced, and then when I was 20,
20?
we hung out.
But there must have been flirtation then when you were back in 14. You must have known there was a vibe for years.
I loved him, but he didn't, I was 14.
He never threw you a vibe when you were 14,
He
15,
got
16?
He got married, he had a kid, no. Like,
Okay,
never
hold on.
vibe.
Let's do this in sync.
Yeah.
So?
So...
You don't think that he would have a crush?
No, I had braces. I was like so
But you're probably wearing
shy,
little theater outfits and
No.
doing stretches.
I was so shy, like so
Do you have a black
so shy.
turtleneck?
Probably. I mean, I
He
had...
came up to you after class and he was like, "Come out of your shell a little bit.
Yeah.
You just need to relax. You need to relax on the stage here. It's your,
Yeah, he can work.
it's your
that.
safe place."
No,
He did do. Did he put you in your safe place?
They put you in a safe place?
no, I loved him. I loved him.
But did he ever come
No,
on to you
no,
a little
he never
bit?
did, and not until I was older.
Was he coming up? Was he coming on to the hot ones?
No.
You said
The
you weren't hot.
non-braces ones.
You said
I
you
was
weren't
not
hot.
hot.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I was
That's
like
why I
I was
said
like
that.
the ugly duckling before I turned into I would have
Okay.
been cast as like the ugly duckling.
Well, but how did you link up with them again later then?
Because we were friends. Like we remained friends. He moved to. We remained friends, and then
No such thing. Go
he
ahead.
got divorced, and then we hung out. And the person that taught. Yep, nothing. I'm not gonna do it. I
person
have
that what?
crushes on most of.
Well, you said it,
well,
many of them ended up dating. How about the woodshop guy? You dated the woodshop guy too?
No, the pottery guy.
Pottery guy, yeah.
No.
Whatever. Some hand shit. Some
By the way,
craft.
you should smoke pot again. The memory's already shot. I don't like this 5 weeks off. I think
5 months.
5 months. Okay, with some in
With
between.
7 or 8 instances. 7 or 8 slips.
Someone
Yeah,
comes in from
it's
Dubai. I'm good to go. So you have had flirtations that you have gone through with.
Yeah.
Any during high school?
No. See, it's like
You had to look
not-
up in the sky on that one. That wasn't an immediate answer.
No, I think the most like probably
Still looking in the
inappropriate, but
sky.
it wasn't in high school. Was this person that was a coach of mine? Like we rubbed up against each other while the class, like while I was going through the class, and there was like that kind of like heavy petting, but that was it.
Wait, what?
What?
Okay, explain that like slower.
Yeah, I haven't smoked pot in 26 years, and I need it slower too.
Yeah.
Okay, I need that one.
This is physical education, you said?
No.
Oh, you were
No.
There was heavy petting. In what class was this?
And
It was-
rubbing
you
up
guys,
against
I wasn't
each other.
In high school. It was the class. It was when I was older, so it's not as fun. Like
It was
because
college?
I didn't go to college, but it was around that age. They were a coach of mine. And,
a coach.
I hate saying this. Okay, it was a stand-up coach. They taught me stand-up
Oh.
years ago.
That now it's like obvious.
yeah.
Of course, the comic hit on you, rubbed up against.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
That's what we do. Don't you know us?
I know. So it's
All of
not.
a sudden, it took all the joy out of it. It was like,
I know.
oh, it's a
Yeah.
comic.
That's the end of the
Yeah.
story.
Anyway,
That's
BenGleib.com. You can get
I
all my
loved it when it
stuff.
was. I love when it was pottery,
Inappropriate pottery,
and the
right,
rubbing
of
up
course.
against the
Yeah.
ghost thing.
Ghost thing.
You know,
now
the
it's a
bli-
dirty comic who
The
just
Righteous
rubs up
Brothers are
against
playing in the
everything.
back. A
Yeah.
comic that destroyed everything.
I'm just
Todd
so glad
Glass in the
it's over.
background
I know
yelling
who
at you
it
to turn your
was.
cell phone
I'm just
off.
so glad that
Is it
that
the
topic's
same
over.
comic that like asked you to coach?
No, that was different.
Oh my God, you wouldn't believe this one.
What's this
I
one?
won't say his name.
What?
This is unbelievable.
There was a comic that was telling me that
Classic.
he was not masturbating or having sex because he was saving that energy for
Right.
for is all his creativity. He was conserving his creativity
For the stage.
for the stage or
Yeah.
for life.
Was he going to come on stage?
I don't know.
I don't understand what the point is.
No, I get the theory, but there's a lot of BS behind this because anyway, he's trying to say it's like boxers. They say don't have sex.
Yeah.
So I guess he, in a spiritual way, was in a Zen way. You know, you've heard of tantric. That's what they do. You get to a certain point. Well, he was orgasming on stage, not literally. Whatever.
Only comic I've ever gone out with, but I've never been more pressured to give a blowjob in my life from this guy after he was saying all of that stuff to me, and then we go back to his house, and it was like pressure to have sex, and then I didn't, but then I totally gave him a blowjob, but it was like I think he's telling the truth by how fast his creativity came out of me and how much creativity came out. It was so much.
His creativity.
Oh my God.
It's like everywhere.
As you were taking it, you were like, this is so creative. Listen to the creativity just spilling.
Oh my God! What a
Spilling forth.
Picasso! He created a Picasso.
Or Jackson Pollock, at
He
least.
could have used some more color though. It's like
Very minimalist
Jackson
with his
Pollock in
canvas.
white. Believable.
Oh my God.
But
so he broke his streak for you, or do you think it was bullshit? You really think
It
he
was bullshit. I mean,
okay,
he's a sex addict.
but yeah, well, tell the part. This is the part that I can't believe what he did a few weeks ago.
Oh.
With the fiance, who he tells her that he thinks he's Svengali. This guy, he literally thinks that he's has power over people. And listen to what he does. So he always has a fiance.
Yeah, he did.
He always has a new fiance. I have no idea what that's about. So we'll get that another time.
I've met her twice.
Okay.
And I get this call from this girl.
What race is she?
Wow.
She has she's part Asian. I'm not sure what.
Okay, I'm trying to see if I can figure out who this is. All right, good.
Oh, you figuring out the guy?
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, good. I already have a strong theory.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I get this is
Go
so
ahead.
shitty.
Go
I get
do
a call from, she's crying and she's like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to call, but your name popped into my head and will you come meet me and go out on a walk with me? Anyways, he convinced her that they should be in an open relationship, and the night before
Fiance.
he comes home and he's like trying to have her give him a hickey where the other person gave him a hickey because he wasn't being totally honest about it.
That's the one that really creeped me out.
Wait, what?
He wants a hickey on top of the hickey that he had the
He was
affair
hoping
with.
she wouldn't see where her mouth was. And she would do it
No.
first?
This is part of the Jim Jonesy type of thing. You know that reference?
Yeah.
Or is that
Of
too
course,
Dennis Miller?
Jonestown, Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
I got it.
Jonestown, drink the Kool-Aid, babe, 1978
Yeah.
in Ghana.
Yeah, I
okay,
got it.
so he
But
wants the
they
hickey on
wanted-
top
he wanted
of that
an
hickey
open
that was there.
relationship.
That he was caught on that
Right.
one.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going sorry, he goes put one on top of there.
You own the hickey spot.
You no, you will you will pay rent. You will sublet this hickey that's there already that was put there by the affair. Then tries to get Sarah to step in to explain to her how that would be the way to go, is how she should accept this. And so he sends her to you to sort of explain it down, right?
Yeah, no, she calls me because she's so flipped out, and he's trying
Doesn't
to
even
convince
know you,
her that
though.
this is open love and great. And she's talked to me once or twice, so I had to go meet her, get her shit out of his place. She stays with me that night, trying to find her a place to live because she's 22. You know, it was just
Write down who you think it is. Write down who you think it is.
Oh, jeez.
You left-handed?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see who he's writing.
I'm
gonna howl if he gets it. He's writing on
We're
top of
not
my.
saying
He's
who it
writing
is
on top of my
on
condom box.
the air.
It was handed to me. Oh my God! He freaking got it.
Did I really?
He got it, Sarah.
I believe
He
it.
got it. You gotta be kidding me!
Oh, no.
Of the thousands of comics,
No, he's
of the
not
thousands
hard.
of comics that are out there that you know, and you get it on the first try. I never thought you were gonna get it.
He's such
That is crazy that you got it on the first try. That tells you the level of whack here. Wow, he freaking wrote it down.
So
There it is, like a magic trick.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, was that almost shown on camera? Whoa, that was
very
amazing.
small, yeah.
Ben Gleib has more talents than I thought he had. That was like that was kind of like a Kreskin 77.
It was. I'm like Karnak over here.
Karnak, that's a
Yeah.
good Dennis Miller reference. Did you get the Kreskin one?
Kreskin the Magnificent. He's an old magician,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, no, he's a mentalist, and he could do stuff like, I will write down the name of the
And
comic
then
who did a
Karnak
double hickey.
made fun of it and faked it.
That's right.
Johnny Carson.
Yeah, well, Johnny
What
Carson.
is a comedian who's a megalomaniac and wants double hickeys? Yes, double hickeys, sir. That is wild. Apparently, he believes he's greater than he is. It is.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Poor Sarah.
Oh, great.
So Ben, what do they do on Chelsea lately? I've never gotten those calls. I've not done one of them. How do you get that call? I mean, you started with the first time. Now, what was that like? I mean, how did you get that?
How did I get that call?
Asked. How were you asked to be on there?
I knew Chelsea a little bit from stand-up from before she had her show. And just a little bit. We'd hung out like once in a group at a bar or something. I knew her a little bit from the improv. I'd booked her on a show, I think. I had actually booked her on a show a couple times. Booked her on Comedy Juice and back in the day. And then when she all of a sudden got Chelsea Lately, I think she requested me to be called in to maybe be her announcer for the show.
Oh, my God.
And so I auditioned to be the announcer of the show, and I did not get that. But when I was there, the producers all said, we'd love to have you on the roundtable when the show launched. We're doing test episodes now. My manager at the time did not call for quite a while for some reason. But then I finally was like, can you please call me on that show? And he did, and he got me on the show. And I went on, and it went really well. First time I was on with Lonnie Love and Doug Benson. This was 6 years ago.
Jeez.
And it went really well, and I was a little nervous, but I held my own, and I had some really good jokes come out there. And I think I could tell it was in the style of the show more than maybe... Like, I don't think Doug ever went back on the show after that.
No, really. I would think his style would be a part of that show.
No, I think he was having maybe a little too much fun with, like, making fun of the topics, and you kind of have to embrace the world a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was being a little sardonic.
Kind of like a technique that you have to adopt a technique to be on there.
Certain people
and do you have to
fit and
appeal to
certain
her?
don't. No, it's just certain people fit better and certain don't.
But is the fitting more to do with her and your relationship with her and making her laugh, or is it basic making the audience laugh? Which do you think is more important with working on her show?
I think both is very important. You
Yeah?
know? I mean, she's obviously the host and executive producer, and she decides who gets to be on. So I'm sure it's great to make her laugh. So my favorite things to do is when a joke I tell makes her laugh. It's more important to me than to making the audience laugh.
Right.
But I also love to make, of course, you want to make the audience laugh. If you're getting applause breaks and telling great jokes that make everybody crack up, that's obviously a huge plus too. And so I just got invited back 2 months later, and then 1 month later, and then it was 1 month, 4 to 5 weeks consistently for like 2 years, and then it became every like 3 weeks. And
Jeez.
it's been every 2 to 3 weeks for many years now, for the last several years. And then I've also become one of the...
You get paid every time, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not of course. A lot of these shows don't pay anything.
That's true.
A lot of them, I don't know if you knew this, they consider it news. So you're on a news show, and any news show is you're there, and they think they're paying you
when
by...
I go on CNN, I don't get paid
CNN
anything.
or any of those times you're in the box. I was just on Headline
News, I just did that too.
I was on a few weeks
you
ago.
don't get paid anything.
Yeah, you're there with a little earpiece
they plug
in a
your
box.
stuff, which is nice, but
yeah,
you
but
don't
it's
get
not.
paid.
I actually am not going to do them anymore.
Really?
I'm retiring from stand-up too.
You are?
Yeah, I announced my retirement.
Do you have a last show coming up?
New Year's will be my last show.
In 2014 New Year's Eve?
Yeah, toward 15,
Really?
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
why?
Yeah. I had a number of reasons. I mean, it's just I'm going to look into. As a matter of fact, yesterday I just got a deal for something that I pitched. That was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and so we'll get more into that, and more will be revealed.
Congrats.
But
it's cool to take a break, and you could do it rapper style. Come back in 10 years, and it'll be a huge hullabaloo. You know.
I don't know about that.
You don't think you'll come back ever?
Well, I don't know about how huge the hullabaloo is going to be. I'm already having a difficult time with social media. Is half the problem.
Yeah.
Is I don't want to keep up with social media. That takes me away from my family.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's way more difficult than going on stage is to try to get people to come see you on stage.
Yeah,
now, you're a big promoter like that. You were always like
I try,
that.
yeah. I've always been good at that.
And you're going to find now when you're young and hungry and don't have a family, right? You don't have a wife and kids. It's all you. But then when you have that responsibility, that's like the last thing you feel like doing. Now go play in a packed room. I actually had some melancholy this weekend playing in Brea, I have to tell you.
What do you mean? What happened?
You just had your baby.
Well, no, it wasn't that. The 2 days before, I was also having it. I announced it on stage, and people were booing.
What do you mean?
You know, they weren't booing it. My retirement, and I started to feel what it would be like to not have that response, and it was really. I thought that my ego was out of the way. but it's not. It wasn't about the ego. That response that I had, the melancholy, was just like, oh man, I will miss not the adulation, but the feeling, the connectedness.
So why stop?
With an audience? Well, there's a lot of reasons to stop. I mean, there's just
what's
doing,
one reason?
The doing it. Well, family is going away from my family.
But why not just cut back? Why not go on the road 5 weekends a year then instead of 30 or 20 or 15?
Well, the other thing is I really want to recraft something brand new.
Well,
I mean,
cool.
in a one-man show environment,
cool.
which is much more my environment. That's the other thing. I don't like bars. I don't like the whole hang and. It's not for me. It doesn't resonate with me. But what does is a theater. So I'll probably write a theater show. Or I definitely will. And I'm going to produce television and things like that. But I did get that feeling though. Was oh my God, you mean these? I mean it's uproarious laughter and standing ovations and appreciation and we talk afterwards and a connection with people. And that's going to dwindle down to my family going, we've heard it all, Craig and Daddy. You know what I mean? The audience is going to get much slimmer. Yeah. But we'll see where it goes. I'm going to allow things to unfold. Now that I made this commitment, it's a little bit of sadness though because I'm going. Is this the last time on this stage? Yeah. It's going to happen a number of times this year. Go to CraigShoemaker.com to find out where I'll be performing. Next one is actually right here at the John Lovitz Comedy Club on the 1st. We're having a big show. And hopefully Sarah will be on. I haven't even asked you yet, but I'd love you to be on that show. On the 1st, it's a Saturday night. And as a matter of fact, why don't you come on the show that night?
I would love that. Fun. February 1st?
Yeah, February 1st.
Awesome.
We'll talk about that afterwards. Well, I missed you all these years, man. You're a really funny dude. Man. You're a real funny dude. You're a good guy.
Thanks, Craig.
And I really...
Actually, if I can say one thing, too, you saying that now actually resonated with me a lot, too, because I'm not going to pull a Bieber. I'm not retiring from stand-up, but I'm actually taking a break, too. It's been...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm taking a break from it, and I just need to get away from the stage until I'll be at the comic strip in Edmonton, January 29th through February 2nd. Until then,
really?
Nah, I mean not really.
You just made that up?
Yeah.
You don't make up a promo. People are going, oh my God, I'm going to go see him in Edmonton.
No, I will be in Edmonton.
Oh, then you won't be.
I made up the retirement part. Oh shit, you're right. True. Sorry.
Again, he forgot.
Back February 3rd.
That was from the pot from 5 months ago that he had just had 5 minutes ago before he walked. Did you have any smoke any pot today?
No pot.
Okay, you're off it today.
Anyway. I feel like I should have dropped alcohol instead of weed though, because that makes you fat, and that's no good.
Up on our screen, by the way, are these shakes. I've been taking these shakes. I've already lost 6 pounds instantly.
Really?
Yeah, pretty fast.
I need to try that.
It's System LS. You can go there and use our code. What's our code on this one? SLS. Shoe 10? Are you kidding me? It's got to be simpler than that. Damn it. I should look at this stuff before I come on here. But I have looked at it because I pour it in my shakes every day so I can tell you about it. It's good tasting. And I actually really enjoy the shakes.
I'm taking a picture, yeah.
Take a picture of the shake so he can go and use the coupon code. It's a great meal replacement. I just had a protein bar before I came on today. Look how peppy I am. Even though I had a child only 3 days ago and had no sleep.
Peppy, yeah.
Well, part of it was because you came in.
I might be. Also, maybe do you think...
What?
You think the kid's going to be yellow when you get home still?
I'm hoping not. I'm hoping these 2 hours I came on here, the jaundice is gone. Because that's more I got to pay for now. I got to pay for him to de-yellow him.
Just bathe the yellow.
Everything costs money now. Oh yeah, no, I can't.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is awesome.
And it's not the first time. I need Sarah around me all the time to remind me. It's so weird. It's so weird to have a girl, my first girl. I have 3 boys.
Are you freaked out by that?
It's all guy. Everything's guy. No, not freaked at all. I'm madly in love with her. I posted, I said, I woke up next to a girl I just met yesterday, and I'm in love. And it's true. I woke up next to her. There she was, this little.
Yeah.
These really cute little sounds. These some cute little sounds. She's either
a linguist.
She's gurgling. Yeah, she talks better than you did when you were in 9th grade. She's only 3 days old. Just as another callback. Ben Gleib, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Next week, who's going to be here? My former manager, who's a really big manager.
Who?
He's been everybody's manager.
Who?
I don't know if he was yours. Barry Katz?
He's my manager right now.
He is not.
I swear to God. And
all these really, oh no! Get out of here.
No joke, let me give you a preview.
Your teachers are coming in.
I do a Barry Katz.
We all do.
Yeah.
Let me hear.
You killed.
Well, no, here's the story, Craig.
Tell me the story.
Craig, I mean, it's a dream. Look what you're doing.
You
got
went
a
up to
green
your sister.
screen.
Look at this. This is amazing.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's absolutely amazing.
I mean, you're living the dream. You got a beautiful co-host. I
Look
mean,
at her over here.
You got microphones.
Where'd you find her?
Looks like you're from the 40s.
You out punting your coverage.
You got a yellow baby.
My
It's
God.
incredible.
It's
I mean, it's a real dream come true. Unbelievable.
You should come in next week. We'll do
I'll come in
dueling
the
Barry
wig and I would
Katz's.
love it. I just did a red carpet with him and made him interview just side by side while I was doing him next to him. It was the most fun I ever had. I mean,
You should come in
I would
because
love to
I
do that.
want to know when he managed me
Yeah.
if he said the same things he's saying to you
I'm
now.
sure he did.
I've never seen anyone kill like you do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, he said it to you too.
Absolutely.
I feel like you're the current girlfriend and I'm the
It's
ex.
exactly
so we
what
can
it
share.
is.
Did he tell you that too?
Of course.
Did he tell you?
I mean, you're moving the needle. You're making it happen. I mean, it's really incredible. It's a real pleasure.
Well,
to
there's a
work with
promo
you.
for next week. I know you're going to want to
He's a great man, though. I love him.
Yeah, he is great. As a matter of fact, who can have their former manager on? It tells you we have a good
Right.
relationship.
Absolutely.
Barry Katz will be on talking about show business. So you definitely want to tune in for that. He's a big manager. Some of you comedians that are listening, he might represent you. He doesn't represent me anymore, so he has a space open.
Yeah, he has a top podcast.
That's
called
right, he
Industry
does.
Standard.
He does, Industry
And not as
Standard.
popular as mine, Last Week on Earth, but it's good.
I haven't been on that.
I want to have you on it.
Oh, I like
Great.
Ghana. There's
I
no
don't-
commitment in that.
I don't have guests often. I do it solo almost every week. It's a news podcast to cover all the news of the planet.
Is that what you do?
But I do have guests sometimes, like
What's
once
it
a
called?
month or
One
so.
more time, what's it
Last
called?
Week on Earth on the Smodcast Network. I cover all the news of the planet every week.
It's a little scary, though. It's a
It's
scary
a lot.
title.
Yeah, well, I covered from the Last Week on Earth. It's,
No,
it's
but
just
I
a
don't like
pun.
that
It's
because
just a
I am a
pun.
death guy. I think, oh, this is
freaks
my
you
last
out?
week on Earth if I ever do your show.
So you don't want to come on it then?
No, I can't promote. This is my last week on Earth.
Yeah, you're not interested.
No, I look at black and white photos and think they're dead. That's how bad I am. Anyway, Sarah
I'm gonna
Sweet,
cross his name
thank you
off
so
the
much
back
for
of
being
this.
an amazing co-host as usual.
cross that out.
And Ben Gleib, thanks for being here, the amazing Ben Gleib.
Yay!
Thank you so much for having me, Craig. It's good
And
to see
make
you.
sure you go rate us on iTunes and all that kind of stuff. And stay with us every week. Hope you had fun today. Bye-bye.